O'clock, please, for our wonderful conversation and some Heinekens with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Randy the Car Guy. So take care, guys. See you guys at 4, and then have a great weekend. Peace.
Hey guys, welcome to the closed markets in the green here as we move up on both the NASDAQ, the S&P, and the Dow. Let's have a look here. The S&P up 0.45%, the Dow up 0.25%, and the NASDAQ up 0.6%. TSX also up 1/3 on the day, and the BOVESPA up 1.6%. Bitcoin, Ethereum, both finding red on the day. Crude strong again on earlier cuts this week from Saudi Arabia and Russia. Saudi Arabia extending the 1 million barrels a day. Russia initiating a new 500 million barrels a day. Let's get right 500,000 barrels a day, excuse me. Let's get right into the rundown, guys. Here, BABA on the list at day's highs. Currently, it has been very strong, up almost 9% on news that it is going to finally be fined 8 billion won by the Chinese government. That amounts to about 1.1 billion US dollars. That's for its Ant Group, essentially paving the way for it to get a financial license and grow, and possibly, guys, an IPO, finally deal-making back here.
Deal-making back. We are back. Welcome to the close show. I'm just getting my chat opened up because for some reason I didn't roll over that quickly.
I'm going to get out of some Apple here so you can see my positions because this is Alibaba Day here on tradertv.live.
Oh, muted.
Yep, I'm muted still. This is welcome back to the closing show here. I just took a position there, or I just got filled so you can see the positions. Today is Alibaba Day. It's Sticky Note Nation Day. It's a great day here. It's a Friday. I just met with a viewer on a Zoom call. He had a pretty interesting idea that I'll talk to you guys about afterwards. So here we go, man. Trying to be a man of the people. But it's going to be a good trade today for Alibaba. We are still long. $4 in the money right now. We'll get this one last time here. I don't know if people have any Dollar Club members. What's up to Compass SRX1? What's up to Nick? What's up with everybody as well? But there it is right there. Here's Alibaba. Huge move from the break. Unfortunately, this is the problem. It's still fine. It's a great stock. It's going to be my #1 stock today, pretty obviously. But it broke 87.50. We really liked it. Look at it just continue to go up. BABA up 9%. Obviously, the market reaching highs. BABA also at highs, so I think this is worth holding on to. But if we fail again here at 91.50, we'll probably use this little area right there, 90.80 to get out. My current stop is a break through 90. But why did we like Alibaba? Sharif just nailed it right out of the park right there. They had that ant. It was what, 1.1 billion? The number doesn't matter. They're fined. They get it over with. They can pay that. Slap on the wrist or palm, whatever I just did right there. And then we'll move forward. They can get their financial license there. I don't know exactly what this all means in China, but apparently this does pave the way now.
For the IPO.
Yeah, for an Ant Financial IPO, which is what we've all really been looking for. I've been a shareholder of Alibaba since $200, since $100, since down here. We've sold some, obviously, but yeah, not a great name, but with this news, maybe we can finally get the catalyst. Remember, though, we say this all the time. There's still that worry, right, with the geopolitical worry there with China. So I don't think that there's going to be a lot of hedge funds that jump into Alibaba. But
I hope so.
Do you think so?
Well,
you hope so?
Yeah.
I think we all hope so too. But I just wonder if there is some worry there about the risk. My shoe's coming undone.
So I wanted to dip in at 86, so I didn't trade Alibaba. What I will say is we usually talk about that. We don't really talk or trade our personal accounts live on the show, but I already lost one time trying to go long Alibaba in the long term, and it was probably a good decision that I got out. Memory serves, I think I lost about 25%. My daily chart does not want to zoom back far enough so I can show you, so it doesn't matter. It was a while ago, but today, maybe you paid the way for the IPO. I just like what it's doing here. Look where you're consolidating, breaking from. Above the 85 level, that was a 50 period. The 200 simple, that's 88. And when you started, right at lunchtime, you're barcoding in front of the 90 levels. I'm like, okay, I'll buy in front of 90. I'm pretty sure I was long like 125 or something along those lines, like back in the day, and then ended up like getting stopped out of it. But I actually like this for the long term. I haven't really owned anything on the Chinese ADR in a while, but let's see what happens. It's super strong today, up that 9%, quite frankly. And if the IPO has been everybody excited for for ants to hit the market and BABA having the portion of it. If that goes through, I can see all the reason in the world that you can retest back into 100, 105 be the next level. So much room for this to run. It is what it is. We'll see what happens. The last time I bought this stock, it didn't turn out that well for me, but I do like it here. I think you look for this, now that it's broken the 200 period, I think you just look for the longs until you get to 100 on Alibaba.
Yeah, Meta broke. Shout out to Adrian and everybody over there, Cena, everybody. Missed trade right now just happened for me. Meta breaking, we could get it again.
It broke the 95.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it broke that 95.
I can't stop
right there on Meta. So we were talking about that earlier. Kept on bouncing off of 94.50. Funny thing for me, I was only going short on Meta. Meta were actually out by the skin of our teeth there because we didn't actually lose that much money going short on Meta, which is pretty lucky, man. We got out when it broke that 91.50 at that time. But let's just go back over and look at Meta from yesterday. Yeah, so this is the 95. I mean, that's a great call there for everybody that took that long breaking through right there. So 95 touch again, touch, and then kablooey to the upside. Are you out of here now? All right. Take care, Katrine. We'll have to have another bell ringer for the close. Katrine's not feeling that well, but she did come in today, and so put on a happy face. So we want to thank her for coming in.
She toughed it out today. We're happy for that. Maybe I'll ring the bell.
Don't go clubbing. You know, just chill out this weekend. Have some tea. See?
Well,
caught strep in the club. Ouch. Making out with random people. Is that what you said? Oh, no, I know, just joking.
That is not what she said, Sean.
Are you married? In my head. Oh, in her head, she's married. Okay. Don't ruin it for all of her viewers.
You know that?
Here, man. I mean, yeah. Does he know that? Yeah, wow.
Like,
okay.
He will know
now
that.
we're unlocking like a whole bunch of other things.
Oh,
okay,
he knows it now.
Have a great weekend regardless. So take your time. Okay. Where were we?
He will.
How did I start that? I was just like, oh,
no,
she came in, she's not feeling that well. Yeah, that's true. I'm married to obviously the family and to this place. I've been here, both Neil and I have been here for 20 years or so.
5 years, 6 years, something like that.
And now we're doing all this. So
here comes Meta back.
Oh yeah, shoot, that's what we're talking about. So Meta coming back in right now. Let's go back over to Sharif because so first of all, we know that we have to go back to Sharif. Like, I just get angered when I get told like to go back to Sharif for no reason.
We get it.
So
I know.
All right, then if Fabian wants it, let's go back to Sharif.
All right, guys. Rivian also having one heck of a day, up 16.6% on Wedbush's upgrade to $30 from $25. That was already, after Rivian started running on Monday on news that it reported higher than expected deliveries. It also got the nod from Amazon with the 300 vans that it's going to use in Germany and maybe looking for more. Guys, 25.63, you saw proudly involved in the short around 25. What's the look here?
So this is like day number 2 where like Rivian will be my best stock despite not necessarily trading it the way a trend stock needs to be traded. It happens. You should be long here and here and here. I don't know. Like, you could point to a million places that you could be long the stock, and I'll show you 2, the 24 break, and creatively enough, the 25 break. Sometimes it just be like that. To steal another line from a trader that used to be here. So the 24 break was good for a hot minute, and then kind of stalled out 24.20. We talked about that one, risked about 10 cents. The 25 break was clean. It was never in threat. Just like here, take the first out when it goes that first 20 cents, then work it out in front of the 50 level. I held on to 20% just to see if it would go home run. It did not. I trailed it out. I was probably around when Prav was celebrating the shorts. If I'd reversed, it would have been much better, but what can you do? So Rivian, great stock for 2 days in a row. 16, like, this is the most ridiculous stock in the market right now. Like 8 days, unless something ridiculous happens, 8 days in a row, this is going to be green, with today, the 8th day, being the biggest percent gain. I don't know how often you're going to see something like that. And the crazy part about it is when you actually look at the daily chart, there's still a little bit of more room. Like, there's still some room here. 27 to 30, you might think would be the next chop zone. This is an amazing story where this is breaking. So I think it's 16% short float or whatever it is. they're definitely getting a bit squeamish here. It's probably changed by now, given how far it's moved. I can't imagine the short float hasn't adjusted in the last 8 days.
I mean, do you think people put on, let's think about that. Do you think people put on more shorts now, or the shorts have gotten blown out, which is what this move's all about? Maybe it goes the other way. Maybe the short interest goes lower there, which doesn't.
I think it's going lower.
Right, which doesn't create a. Yeah. So what I'm getting at is maybe the catapulting is now over with, because if that short does get adjusted, at what point do you get blown out? I think I thought maybe 20, but I mean.
What's crazy? The other thing too is, remember, it's 20. It's Friday, so the 25 level has had at least a little bit of gravity towards it. Maybe it's done for the rest of the day because of the 25 level.
Oh, nice pullback in Microsoft.
It just seems to want to go back and forth off of that. I do have, by the way, I don't even see the chips on there, so I should mention that if you remember Nvidia, I know the market's strong, I get it, but this was the level that I said I would look short on Nvidia if it got there. This is the top from 2 days ago. It wicked that top and consolidated underneath. That was a short setup for me. I was able to scalp some out, then like the market's been doing, it kind of retested the high. So I'm going to look to add to this, see if I can find something around that 431.5, which is where we like to short to begin with. But it's risking to the high of the day and no further, which is $431.99. So 432 is an easy out on Nvidia. It's just a little more than $50 worth of risk, plus a little bit of slippage.
Okay, so I like to do this every once in a while. Let's just do a little bit of a roll call here so I can say what's up to people. What's up, vegan trader there? My wife and daughter, both vegetarians. What's up to Bears vs. Bulls? You're the best. Zoltan, seen you here before. What's up to Rory? What's up, Rory? What's up to Ron Miller? Everybody there. Hey, welcome, Kyle. Right on tune right there. We got a new member, so thank you so much for that. What's up to Aaron as well? Seen you a couple times. Dewey, what's up, Chimp? What's up, Tony? What's up, Ron? What's up, Miguel? Yo, what's up? This is my guy right here. What's up, Daryl? Awesome. One of our first traders of the day that we had on, guest trader of the day. Shout out to everybody else that's on there. What's up, Ponzi? On there, John. I mean, I'm going to miss people, so I just better stop before I upset people. What's up, Randy B? Nick? There's Ponzi again. Yo, what's up, Joe Perk? Okay, that's enough. All right. Anyways, okay, what's up to everybody? All right, so just real quick, I talked about this. Neil and I often doing different things during lunchtime and whatnot, meeting different people or hanging out or golfing or putting or talking with Brankles or doing something. Today I wasn't here, but that was a good short at 25.50. I don't know how you would have figured out that might have been the right short, but it's just bouncing right back up now. So I feel like, trying to watch out for maybe this 200 period, just because that's sort of where it's been really respecting it. The 50 period's been pretty choppy, so has the 21. And VWAP really hasn't come into play except for where we were getting out of our shorts. Rivian's going to be a fine trade for me today, but our shorts got squashed. That last one got out when we took out the day high. I'm sort of learning. I mean, we talk about how old we are, and now we've been here forever, but you can never really stop learning. And I feel like once I'm, get all these shorts, and it's very hard to get them out, right? It's very hard to get the shorts out. So that when it breaks the level that you were really concerned about, that's where the punch long is, right? And so I do have a problem. Hi, my name is Sean. I have many problems. But the idea is that I think you need to be reversing, and Neil and I have talked about this. It hasn't really been the case too much in this market leading up because it's been very, very bullish. In the last little while, all the tech names just seem to be blasting up all the time. But if you are going to be net short and it takes out a key level of yours, we could talk about Apple today at 141. I feel like I'm short Apple right now, but I mean, it's just right here. Sorry, this 191.50, this is a good example. I was really dead to water on Apple because we just got, not dead to water, but we were shorting this, right? Look at this level right here, 191.50, 191.70. It was the level that we were playing off of earlier. So once it broke back above that, that could have and should have triggered the long in there. And then I'm happy with the short, really happy with the short. We're now 40 cents in the money, but playing then off of determined levels once it gets later in the day seems to be the right thing to do. So, all right, that's my little look there on Apple, trying to get better every single day, and I hope you guys are as well. Let's go over back to the desk with Sharif.
The heavily shorted name, Carvana, 56.49% of the float is shorted. 85 million share float, up again, 16.75%. These names, and by these I'm talking about Car Gurus, Cars.com, etc., they've been getting a nice little bounce here lately on news that used car prices are still keeping inflation high. Look at this. This is the hour chart. This goes back to late May. This is the move off Vana. We get off that $10 area. We're flirting with high 20s. Any trade here, guys?
You seen PWM yet? Oh, that's next. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
No, you did good. The only reason is no, not to you, CPWM, to us, because PWM just halted and reopened again right now. So it's kind of like right on target there that we're talking about some of these runners. We will look at Carvana in a minute. I just wanted to look at this because it went from 4 yesterday. Well, it IPO'd yesterday, right? So it IPO'd at 5 and change. And I know it's on the board. I just want to talk about it because it just reopened right now. It got as high as 19. I don't know where the reopen was, but there's 1950 back down. I hate to look at this the way I do every other stock, but maybe there's some support here at 17, but we're breaking down right now. It looks like it's going to try to halt the other way. No, it's not. There it goes. And they rip it back up. That might have halted. Now it's going to halt down, I'm pretty sure. Does that make sense? Yeah, now they can't get it. Okay, now it halts down. Be no more shorts. Only people that can try to buy it back. Can they get it through this level? It doesn't look like it. 3, 2, 1. I'm just randomly counting down, but I think there it is. Okay, there's the halt right there. So it just halted right there live at Trader TV Live, Neil. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you want to, honestly, just go find me another stream that's going to show you names that you guys want to trade, show you the levels, talk about them as they're halting, and do a fake countdown like that. So,
and also not just sit there trying to pump the stock like it's going to go forever.
And have one handsome host.
Well, that's, oh, you mean Sharif. Okay, that's, yeah he's a handsome dude. Come on. Or Randy, maybe.
Yeah, get over here, Randy. I heard you're coming
Randy's
on
just lurking. Every time he stands there, and it's like, you can talk to us, bro. It's okay. Like,
I heard you talking about golfing. Knows. You going golfing soon or what? No?
Why is it that, like, no.
He doesn't golf.
I didn't know that.
The knees don't hold up anymore or what?
Back issue? Or?
Fishing, yeah. You and Obi can go fishing. That's good.
Anyway, the reason why I bring him over is fishing or for drinking. But
Randy's going to be on Late Night with Prad.
Yes.
If Prad can survive.
Oh, one more thing on PWM. It is tapping 1450. So right now it's indicating a 1450 open. I don't have to tell you that ain't good. But if you're long from yesterday, what the heck do you care if you bought it at $5? You're kind of banking no matter what. Carvana, I should have had the 27 break. You know, I got the break on Rivian, and oh wait a minute, I wasn't. Yeah, that's right, I wasn't here. It was right after 11 o'clock. I had gotten up out of my seat. I would never take a breakout while I'm not sitting at the desk, so I wasn't here when 27 broke. I canceled my order. That's the reason for that. So I'm not in Carvana. I am short Beyond Meat because when this happened on Carvana, I went right over to the first possible thing that was going on Sympathy, and that was Beyond Meat in front of 15. So I'm short here 1490 on Beyond Meat. Just figuring, like, if squeeze names are going up, squeeze name A came down, maybe squeeze name B will fall to view up in Sympathy. It's not really doing much. It's that, oh my goodness, there goes Nvidia. So we went 431.50 and then just got out when it broke 432. So it was working for a bit, we reloaded, and now Nvidia is taking out the high. Let me try to clean up this wick. This is probably not gonna work in real time just because I hate looking at those wicks, but we have this little function so I can just try to clean it up and get rid of it. But Nvidia's on an absolute churn to the upside, and that just crashed the chart. That's fine. I hate you charts. But yeah, Nvidia through the high of the day. I am now out. I had one short, and that short is broken.
But you didn't have jorts.
I don't wear jorts, man. I've never worn jorts, and I probably never will. No, I've actually never worn.
I'm going to look back at like grade 7, grade 8. No,
I've never worn jean shorts.
They were popular when we were growing up.
I've never once worn jean shorts in my entire life. You will never find a picture because it does not exist. I wouldn't,
I might put our friends to task.
I wouldn't make that up. That's not. Like,
not that you don't want to wear jorts, Neil.
I ain't wearing no jorts.
I'm not saying that you are wearing jorts.
No.
I'm just saying we grew up. Like people used to wear those jean overalls, one strap off, that kind of stuff. Come on, crisscross will make you.
You remember Paul at a guy from, I was about to say his name, but a guy at our high school threw like a huge house party when his parents were away for the weekend, and it was right around the time that the Blackstreet No Diggity album came out.
No doubt.
And so that song that they all have is like the white tees. Okay. And they had the overalls, like the jean overalls. So I rocked that exact outfit to the party thinking I was like the coolest dude out there. I'm a big fan of Blackstreet, so that's why. But I've never worn jorts. I'll admit to I used to wear the fisherman's hat with the Raiders on it when that crap was cool. Like I did that kind of nonsense. I had the cameo like Kid and Play or Fresh Prince. Like I'll admit to something like that. But I've never worn jean shorts, and I probably never will.
So you're telling me there was never a time where you were wearing jean shorts and eating pineapple on pizza?
It's just, trust me, it's never happened.
Trust me, bro.
I even did crisscross one time. I did that once in junior high.
Because they don't make you jump. So, okay, let's go back there. The bucket hat. I still have a couple bucket hats. I like those bucket hats.
I lost mine. I don't know where it is.
Maybe I have to wear one here. Cover up so I don't get too much sun on my head. Okay, let's go back over to the desk because Sharif wants to now talk about PWM.
$16 is the theoretical auction price, the top on PWM at the moment. Halted at 1673, 16 the top, looking to hold down. It did hold downside after making a 1950 top. You'll recall this one IPO'd yesterday. The initial IPO price was $5 with a total of 1 million shares being offered. Up 210%, guys. I know you guys were talking about it, but what's a look here?
It's back open. Look, you heard Max say this best, and I usually kind of say the same thing. If you're long, see down here at $10, there's a trade that most of us can wrap our head around. And I'm only saying this so you don't get the FOMO, or maybe like at 850. Like, okay, so wipe out, halt down at 825, wipes out the halt bottom at about 11 o'clock, and then recovers it, holds on to 825, breaks out 850. Suddenly you can have an 850, 860 long with a stop either at 25 or a stop at 8 even. That's a trade that most of us can wrap our heads around, and the stock is not halting every 2 seconds. Or around here at $10 or $11, you can find a 50-cent or dollar risk trade. Out up at here, I don't really know what you do with it because you're like punch and pray at that point. Like if you, I want to go long right now and stop it under 16. It's so illiquid right now that if it breaks 16, you could be getting out at 15.50. You could be getting out at 15 even. I have no idea. I wish I had paid for locates this morning because I promise you they're not 20-something cents anymore. And like I could have paid for locates when we were in the pre-market. It was about 20-something cents. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm not shorting the stock. It would have to get to 25 or $50, something stupid, and now it's going to be ridiculously expensive to pay for the locates, is my guess. Congratulations if you have it. I wouldn't be forcing any trades here. It's just way too tricky to try to structure something risk to reward.
All right. What's up to Harold on the rocks? I think he thinks that either you should be running for president or whatever Canada has. So what do we have, a prime minister?
You don't want me being.
Well, you don't speak French.
I don't speak French.
So,
B,
n'est pas for you.
B, I'm just like, there's a temperament for politics that I would very much not have. We have a couple of friends that I think would be great in politics, but there's a certain skill set that you need in politics that I'm like the opposite of.
Yeah. There's definitely a couple of friends that
I'm not very good at not saying what I think.
Sneaky people would be very good.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, you know when you easily say what you think? We're both kind of like that.
Yeah.
You can't be like that in politics. You really can't.
No.
You need to be the opposite of that. You need to know when the hell to shut up. And
yes.
I can't do. I'm not good at that.
Right. All right. Well, now we're both shutting up. I'm taking a sip of this coffee.
Well, we're supposed to be talking about. We did talk about PWM.
PWM. I mean, that's a good look. I mean, at $10, I think forget about what's happening now. Let's just think about maybe what you could do the next time this kind of happens. And I just feel like you had, again, this is where we opened up to. It's hard to even see where we opened up, but the volume was right into here. We actually opened up to multiple halts to the downside. So I could see that if you were going long on this name today, you'd probably be a little bit upset. It was a tough trade, right? I mean, it's a tough trade to get into this. So now there's the move down, and then I just kind of look at all of this. I really feel like the best trade would have been around here at $10, where you finally get a little bit of consolidation, and you don't get consolidation anywhere else. Like this move is 10 down to 7, and then maybe in here you're getting a little bit, and then it starts to explode. I feel like when it's running like this and you got $3 or $4 of difference, like high being 20, low being 16 or so, that's hard to pick a top or a bottom. You're not going to be able to do that, right? So I feel like when you're in this area, and that's when you'll generally see me start to trade these kind of names, is when you get some court sort of settling down and then the calm before the storm, and then it really just hit. And you can see all by these gaps here how many halts we have. Trade Ideas also does have a halt counter as well. So we can look at that. But PWM, for me, I don't know why it went so insane today. But again, you know, all IPOs treated differently. You just got to find the one that's anointed the one. And this one was. So, all right, Meta v Twitter, which is perfect because I do want to talk about what Meta's doing right now.
All right, guys, the rundown brought to you by Trade Ideas, real-time scanning and alerting used on our desk and by many of our traders every day. See what's moving in the moment with Trade Ideas. Check out the link in the description using the QR code for 20% off. Shout out to the folks there at Trade Ideas and Michael Noss coming out with some good stuff this morning. All right, last but not least, Sean, you kind of preface this. Meta up 0.84% on the day. This has been strong for a while. We were talking about 300 not that long ago. Yeah, this one coming out on news that they released Threads, and that is supposed to take on Twitter. Twitter responding today with their lawyers accusing Meta of hiring former Twitter employees and having access to trade secrets and highly confidential information. Guys, what's a look here?
So I'm going to apologize in advance for my charts. It's missing some data. But I just had the 95, which you should always take the break of. We had some trades earlier, missing before 9:30, the pre-market. There it goes. Hey, it just filled in. So we had the long off 290 originally. That was good till it was not, and then I got stopped out. I made what almost was bottom wick. So thank you very much to whoever dumped it at 10:15, because now I don't have the worst out of the day on Meta. That's very nice. But it regained 290. The 95 breakout was pretty clean at 96. I tried it on the way back in. It was about 37 cents in the money that I didn't take it, and then it stopped out right underneath. Looks like 94 is trying to hold on. This feels like a wipeout bottom, and now you're just trend back to the upside, which is in fitting with what the 8 ball said yesterday. And the 8 ball said that Meta would break 300 when I'm not here. So that means Meta's breaking 300 next week. I will not be on the desk, so Meta's going to break 300 on Monday to some point next week. That's just what the 8 ball said. But I like the fact that you didn't spend any time under that 290 level in the grand scheme of things. It's a huge rejection of that breakdown and ramping up. 95 is the obvious, I suppose, pivot here for the afternoon. But if you come on Monday and you're staring at, I mean, everyone's going to want the 300 break. I just feel like there's some, if it's a trap, then so be it. You're going to take, as a day trader, you're going to take that trade 10 times out of 10. I don't like the fact that I'm going to miss it. I wish I was taking that trade because you only get a few shots at big levels like that, especially when it's already rejected once. I just got out and lost in a short in Nvidia, but this might be a better rejection of a top than what we saw on Nvidia if it can't get back through that 295 level for the afternoon, because the NASDAQ is pulling back in here a little bit. We've had 4 consecutive reds on my 15-minute chart on the NASDAQ, and you might be struggling back at that 95 on Meta. But I just got in and out in a matter of like a couple of minutes there, and it was a big mistake not taking the 50-cent profit when we had it. If you're risking 20 cents, I could have taken it, but I was thinking 96 the whole way.
All right. Yeah, I'm trying to get us some, well, I mean, I don't know what this market wants to do. I just took a new position, so we got this new position alert. And I'll talk about Meta in a minute, but this is another big cap tech name here. And it's going to be the first time I've been in this. It's Microsoft. Just pulled back off. We wrote down Microsoft 343 today that we really liked that level. That's right up here. But it didn't get to that. So we're just going to play off 340. It's where VWAP is, but we did dip down before. That was a breakthrough 70. So that's going to be our out right now. We're long at 06, out 70. So 40 cents, let's call it. And then if we get it back up to the upside, that's where we have to take a piece out, which makes sense to go 1-to-1. We'll take out 20% or so, because I just wonder if we're in this sort of lull right now. I mean, look at what this market wants to do. It's a Friday. It's a gorgeous day here in lovely Toronto. So I feel like it's probably gorgeous in a lot of places. I don't know, you can't really assume because weather's good in one place would be good in others. But if everyone's having like-minded, the volume may die off a little bit here on what has been a funny week, especially for holidays and stuff like that, with July 4th being in the middle of the week and so, well, Tuesday, so on and so forth. But let's just put an offer there for that 20% up near 4. Actually, let's just put it right at 40. I don't care. Hopefully it comes up and fills us, and then we don't have to worry about it. And then we can see if we can make a move back upside right there. Meta, yeah, so Meta today, we talked about this a little bit already, that we were just only short, because I actually talked about this yesterday on Prad's show. I was still around here about 4:30. Again, I was on another call for the show yesterday, but we were here until about 4:30, and I came back, talked to Prad, and he said, what are we looking at today? And I said Meta. I really thought that Meta, and I put this on the sticky note as well, that when we broke this day's low yesterday at the close, I didn't think that that was very good sign. And we were right. I mean, look what Meta did, man. It went all the way to the bottom and actually made a brand new low at 288. So we actually got the bottom today. We got 289.35. So we came pretty close to getting bottom tick. So we were making money on the short. You know, the thesis, as everyone likes to say, was right earlier. But then it started to break higher. And as soon as we took out VWAP, got to be smarter. You got to get out. You have to understand that there is a trend. That there is a trend change right there, right now, and that basically is what happened. It got above VWAP. The volume. I mean, there's not too much volume. I have MACDs on here, or sorry, RSI, which I yet to look at. That's my bad. But you know, that's been a good one to the upside there today, breaking VWAP. So I think that's what you want to wait for, right? You want to wait for that, some sort of confirmation. Now you're kind of just shooting, I don't know, fish in a barrel, because you're at this 295. So that's sort of the, you know, Neil likes to use it. It's from someone on our floor. But the Alamo, it's kind of like, now that we've made that, it was somebody on the
Ponzi.
Chat. Was it Ponzi? Okay, I know who it was, but want to give credit to whoever it was, but it was someone on the chat there. I know you've came up with things like flat bottom break,
yeah, that's
and things
me,
like that. But for this one, you know, that's right. Where's Sharif? Because he's not paying attention, so that's good. Yeah, right. He heard flat. If there's ever flat bottom break, he hears it. So Neil doing the Mutombo there. No, that's Neil's sentence. Wow, Apple's coming back in. But what I was getting at is that 295 is a decision point, and that's really what we're hovering around right now. So you either, again, wait for maybe a test back down to VWAP. I mean, remember, this is a $300 name. So to move $3, you know, it can do that. So maybe we wait for that retest back down there. Or if you really think the market might go for a little bit of a dive, then maybe you want to go short right now. 294. So Vinco Ventures moving around is what we just heard about. We know that's BBIG because this is an old name. Old school name for sure. Vinco Ventures. This reminds me of when Neil was wearing jean shorts, of course.
Of course.
Back, but no, wasn't this a name back?
This was like last year.
Yeah, this was like a meme name, right?
Yeah, it was a meme name.
Vinco Ventures. What's the news here, Sharif? Do you have anything? Because nothing coming in yet. Okay, so it's only a $1.80 stock, well, $1.60 stock.
Don't look
so
at the daily chart.
It could halt. If you get around $2, this could be another halter. And remember, first halts are pretty good to get involved with. So let's see what happens with Vinco Ventures right there. Obviously, it was a reverse split down there. So Vinco Ventures was basically left for dead. You get the NASDAQ warning that you have to be above $1. So it's just a financial engineering, which really shouldn't be allowed, to be honest with you. And then they just say, okay, well then, we'll offer 100 times more of the shares, which is crap, and then not off the other way around, sorry, reverse split it, give you more shares to get back up to the upside. So therefore, all of a sudden, they're outside of the NASDAQ banning or whatever, and then they survive. So right now, it's back up to the upside. But if this is not a story of what you should do every single time something reverse splits, I mean, here's just another random, you know, something that came up today. It happens all the time.
But what's making me sick is how many times have we also seen this where it does what you expect? It starts flushing back down.
Right.
We were just talking about this with a couple of other names, and this one actually holds $1, but then it starts bouncing above $1 and consolidating. And then once it shows you, it falls apart and shows you the first consolidation long, there's a squeeze. It's inevitable. And I guess this got defended at $1. What I'm interested in, I'm not sure when this is going to be true, but you always look for big names that are small, that get under $1 and are going to have an issue with delisting. I mean, CGC's been under $1 for a minute, so I get pretty curious as to when they get their notice, because they're not small.
How long has it been under $1?
It's looks like we crossed on May 25th, according to this chart. So CGC crossed on May 25th. Usually there'll be like a press release.
July
They get a
25th.
letter and it's like you are blah blah blah
I think
whatever
it's probably
by
90
by
days.
such
You could
date.
probably look that up.
But whenever CGC gets that letter, I'm just waiting for whatever catalyst either gets it to $1 or the reverse split that inevitably comes, because that's going to be a trade. So let's anticipate the next one if we can. It doesn't mean you can. It's never really that simple. But wow, Vinco Ventures. If it halts, we'll definitely be all over that one. Just to update. Oh, yay. Thank you, charts. Just to update. Beyond Meat just got a breakdown. It got 70s and then 60s. So every 10 cents I've been bidding. 14.50 we're going to go as well. I am watching out what's happening on Carvana here, because it was a sympathy play to go short this name in the first place, Beyond Meat, when Carvana pulled back. Carvana making a lower high here, and when that happened, it gave the opportunity for for Beyond Meat to pull back down. That's most of the reason I'm short. If Carvana breaks the top, I might be thinking about getting out of Beyond Meat.
So I have the next trade for you. You guys can take it if you want to. I want to give a big thank you to, who was it there on the chat? Yeah, what's up to Hertz Scrambler? Yeah, that when you reverse split, it's the other way. So if you have 100 shares at 30 cents and it goes 10 to 1, then you'll have 10 shares at $3. So it does do that to the float, which is why you get these bumping up. Thank you for that. And then where was it? Anyway, someone said OGI, Organigram, today reverse split. I'm sorry, I'm looking through the chat. I can't find who it was right there. But yes, you are right. There it is right there. From 40 cents up to, I'm guessing it was supposed to be $1.60. I'm not sure. So maybe 4 to 1 upside right there. Again, given so that they can stay underneath that dollar. Now they're above it. So there you go. So they sort of, bypass whatever. So this is another short. So if you just want a short Organigram, you could do that right now, because it probably will fall right back down. This is what Organigram looks like, right? This is E-signal charting, which is why I'm pulling it up right now, because it is split adjusted. Look what's been happening to these marijuana stocks. We talk about that all the time. Straight to the downside. It's right here at all-time lows, which would have been that 40 cents, right? So coincide the 40 cents right here with what's happening right now. Guess the next step. Why would this go up? Just because you reverse split, not good enough. It's good enough to get Reddit going. It's good enough to get all that. But, if you really put sort of your mind to these things, you'll be able to figure out that it's never a good thing. And I don't want to say, because there's probably been a lot of people out there that have made a lot of money on stocks that have reverse split and then they went long. If there's an example, that's what I'm trying to ask.
On a consistent basis?
That's what I mean.
I doubt
no,
that.
I would probably say it's probably not. And again, I'm just throwing this out there. I don't know. I think it's probably 90% of them.
Well, it's
probably
definitely
retrace.
it's the majority. I don't know the percent. It's the majority that retrace.
You have to think about why they're reverse splitting.
Yeah, because they're garbage. So the majority of them are going down. I'm sure that you're going to find some that go up. Of course.
Tilray going to survive?
And
No.
some squeeze.
What else do you want to know?
But
no, I don't know.
But I do think the bigger the stock is in terms of its market cap when it gets under $1. It's one thing when it's a small one. When it's a big one and it gets under that buck, it gets really interesting for a trade, because you get Mullen type situations where all of a sudden the liquidity is so ridiculous that the big trades are. By the way, I am long Intel in front of 3220. I did reverse it way too late, but that sucks. So I've been longing the 25s up to the 40 level. I'm trying to get a reload here. And I was about to mention Mullen. So I essentially got really aggressive shorting Mullen after the long at 20. Long at 20 was pretty good, even though I could have done much, much better with it today. Yesterday was 20 to 25. Today I took it all out at 22. I then tried a 21 break, which is kind of a waste of time there. Got half a cent on it. But when it got underneath 20 cents, I just shorted it a lot, and it didn't really follow through. So I'm flat. Everything I made long on Mullen, I basically risked that the short was going from 20 to 17. It did not do that, but you can see I was all over it, reloading super aggressively. I was getting out small and adding back in full pretty much every single time. And I had some ads that were literally at 19. So when I did eventually stop out, and I was paying some fees as well, but this is now back threatening that 20-cent level, but it just rejected it here. So 20 looks like resistance. For the time being on Mullen, it's actually down 11%. This is yet another name that we just talked about reverse splits, right? And this could be the most egregious example that I've ever seen of a stock not taking any time to get all the way back to the bottom. From 10 cents, a reverse split, all the way back to 10 cents, now making a mini bounce. But that that breakout seems like it's falling apart here, despite the fact that they're talking about the lawsuit for legal shorts and naked short selling and all that stuff. There was also the buyback. That was another reason why it was up. But when it broke that support level, I was essentially like, this should be going to 17 even. It never happened. There's always a chance I get back into this on the 20s. I really only want to be long above 20 or at 17. Everything underneath this is a short as far as I'm concerned.
All right, so we're still watching out for Microsoft. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I just want to say what's up to Jules. He or she was, hell no, all my reverse splits have gone to zero, but I just, that's not true of all reverse splits.
Can't be 100%.
All of their reverse splits. I found one here just to see, to have a little bit of fun. We never ever talk about Polestar. Right? So here's PSNY, obviously, one of the latter names to de-SPAC. But Polestar right now, today, up 7%. We missed this in the morning, which is fine. It doesn't do that much volume anyways. Our watch list is packed. But they reported better than expected deliveries today as well. They reported 15,008. Which is 36% higher than last year. That's all that I know.
15,000? That's not bad.
Yeah, 16 almost.
16,000?
15.8. But again, they just have the sedans, and I think, anyways, I saw them at Sherway Mall here, so they're pretty good. So right there, I just think this 450, I'm just here for a little bit, just here for fun. So if you like this, I feel like this is a decent level. You guys talk about education and training and teaching and all this kind of stuff. I mean, this is the stuff that I like to do, where you're just bouncing off a level now of 450. The only problem is I'm not putting a lot of risk into this because I just feel like we could just drift. And, if this level here in the morning at 11 o'clock, when there's maybe still some volume to go through, definitely made a nice move there. But I'm wondering about that 450 level. When you're looking at it on a daily chart, I mean, this is why we've broken above now. So Polestar now, again, above that $4. I mean, we keep talking about, oh my God, we missed Rivian, we missed Lucid, but you didn't miss Polestar yet. It's right at the bottom here of 320. Take this and thank me later. Maybe on the stream next week when this name, if it gets some good news behind it, maybe like charging stations or, I don't know, something, then you could get this back up to the upside here and look at that $6 mark. But right now, Polestar breaking above 450, looks pretty good on the daily chart. And then I could be out of this real quick, right? So if it breaks 450, we'll give it a little sniff under that, but then that's it, man. We'll be out of this. Not a lot of risk, but I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention because we are all about the EV names, man. And I know they were probably overkill on the midday show, but it was moving around. And there goes Rivian right now.
It's not overkill.
No, it's not. This is what, yesterday we had Mullen. We can look at Mullen right now. Mullen did almost 2 billion shares and set the single-day record yesterday, almost. Vodafone, 2.1 billion. Okay, so I didn't even realize this. Mullen, I didn't even realize that it broke below this 21 right there. That's actually 20 cents. Now you're below and looking to make even lower moves now on Mullen. Still decent volume, but look where all the volume came in on that break of 20, right? The largest volume of the day besides the open hits right there on the break of 20. So a lot of traders using that as the be-all, end-all. So just be careful. Might be something if it breaks higher into the close.
So if you're watching some of these EV names, Lucid is in the midst of a pretty big pullback. I actually because I'm 5 cents away from my out on Intel, we've been long at that 25 level in front of 20 right here. So I'm stopping out underneath 20. I don't know if I want to reverse that one because 32 is the big level on Intel. And as long as you're above 32, any short above it, to me, I made some mistakes shorting up over. We talked about them in the morning show. Beneath, fine. Above, no good. But there is something which is underneath support in chipland, and that would be Micron. This is the one I was sitting in, and I felt like it was a better play at the time. You're back underneath VWAP. We just went green to red on, the NASDAQ's still okay, but on Micron specifically. So the chips are starting to roll over. I could get stopped out of Intel. The long's actually been good, but at some point has to give it up. I'm going to look for the short into that VWAP area on Micron here, because if we are going arrows down, I like when something has just turned green to red. When that's happened, sometimes you get that flush into the bottom. If the market wants to give it up and go red itself, here's something which for most of the morning was bucking the trend. I don't want to chase this too far, but I just try to get nines.
I'm getting out of all
my... Let's just hit fives. Okay, so I just picked 6105. What was that, Fabian?
Mullen?
Mullen? PWM is moving again? Oh, really? This stock is absurd. This stock is going to probably go to. Look, nothing is ever doing what HKD did. I don't think that's like 2,500 is ridiculous. That's probably never happening again, at least for not a long time. But the way it's holding up, I wouldn't be surprised if it broke 20. If it breaks 20 and halts up, you could see a lot of crazy things happen going into the close here with about an hour and 15 minutes to go. So it's Micron I'm in. I'm not out just yet of Intel, but I suspect that's going to stop. Tesla's rolling over big time. Is there a short available in Rivian under 25 still, or is that ship sailed? That ship, maybe not yet. Yeah. Maybe not yet. Tesla's now at 77, and it just plunged a couple bucks in the last 10 minutes here, whereas Rivian's still tight enough to that 25. There could be an entry.
90, 80. Okay, so just for everybody there, we did get stopped out of Microsoft. You know, the market's going to the downside right now. I'm a little nervous. I did put the short on Microsoft now. We were able to get, okay, so you missed some of this, but we talked about reloading this in the 70s, and it went right back up to view up, and we were able to get some out. So it's a hit because you guys didn't see me take that, but it still is down, so we are going to talk about it. I don't want people to say like, oh my God, we flipped into the short here on Microsoft. Remember, I'm now trading with like half defaults and stuff like that because it's Friday. The volume's been okay. I don't know if it's going to continue, and I'm not going to pretend to have this crystal ball, which is right here, because I don't know. I'm just going to try to play off levels. And when the market's doing this, I feel like the trend, could be your friend, and maybe we do. I mean, not only that, we also sometimes it works out, man. And when I look over at my P&L, I'm like, why am I not, making money like on these plays? We already talked about this today. Like, what am I even doing? Maybe too much of this? Like, I don't know. Like, we talked about 15.4 coming into play. Like, all you had to do was sit here and short this level. Came up to it right there on the 30-minute. You had lots of opportunities today to get this short right there. So, like, now the fact that it's pulled back 70 points, I mean, look, I shouldn't say we're not doing any of that stuff that we just talked about there. But we did short Apple on this move. So I'm happy with it. We went back into Apple. All is good, right? But sometimes you got to be a little more aggressive when you see plays like that. And we also talked about 15.1. Now, this didn't get down as low as I thought. I thought maybe we could get down into here, 15.080. We talked about these levels, and then we talked about that's not coming for a while. But that was a big one right there. And I just feel like this 15.2, we talked about that also today right there, and that was a level. So lots of opportunities there to trade the market. So despite the volume being a little low right now on a Friday afternoon, I still think there are some opportunities, but right now the top and bottom's probably put in. So just try to watch out for what's happening right now in the NASDAQ, and don't put on too many shares or take too much risk.
Unless it's long Vinco Ventures.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Unless you got, and that's a perfect example.
Well, okay.
Carvana or something moving. Anyway.
I'm half joking about that. It's more the fact that, whatever, it seems to be a good one and is going. It's hard to want to punch long up here at 2. Like, when this reverse split, look at the daily, right at $2, is all this chop in here. It just feels like the wrong price to be entering a long position in, but it still seems to want to go to the upside. By the way, I'm not rubbing salt in the wool, but thank you very much, Tony Price. Because if you are a subscriber and you're in our chat, then you can do things like duel with your viewpoints. And I just took some points away from Tony Price, who wanted to duel me. So if you come into King, you bet not miss. I'm like Omar with these duels. You can't see me. I come down the street, whistling. You guys just drop your points on my lap. That's how it rolls. But I'm not chasing Vinco Ventures. Where it's at on the daily, that is around the point that I would expect people to start taking profits. Above, from 2 to 250, I can see a whole host of sellers on a Friday asking themselves why they wouldn't be taking that profit. So I'm not chasing that one to set upside. Intel did not stop out just yet. Beyond Meat's still in the same place. I just got into Micron underneath this 6110. Like, this is exactly where I had it short before. And then look where it's supported, right underneath 6110. I got to zoom in to get rid of those. There you go. So it held support right at that same area. When it breaks it down, this is where I want to have that same short. So we got the 6105. We'll see what happens at this point. It's Tesla. that really started rolling over there. Oh, the other thing that's, when it comes to like a teaching moment, what's weird about today was it might have got said 5 or 6 times in the pre-market, or at least a couple times in the pre-market, and then 2 or 3 times more. Every single time we've had a down morning in the last few weeks, at around 10:30 to 11 o'clock, you've been making some kind of a bottom and having a big retrace. Despite that, and we said it a bunch of times, I had one long at the bottom, and it was only, like, Tesla's the only thing I had, and even then, I still trailed it out at VWAP because that's how I roll. If it's a downward trend, usually the first thing I think of when it gets back to this spot is, it's gonna roll over, I'm getting out. Now Tesla wants to give you back into what previously was the place that I think maybe trailed a few people out here at 277. If it makes another push down, 275 is the line. I know it got underneath that, but believe me when I tell you, it wiped out underneath and then reestablished a bit at 75. So I think 75 is support on Tesla if it can get there. I like the short right now. I'm just looking for something else that I can get into. Rivian's not really at the price, but it's starting to get there. If Rivian fails again at 25, I think that can be shorted.
Nice job, Youth. You got Rocket
Nice.
on Streamlabs. So
I think it's like 10 to 1.
congratulations. You won 10x points.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, meanwhile, we have a little bit of diamond hands here. I consider this a little bit anyways. It's only 50 cents, but Apple off this top, right back into the 200 period. We'll take another out right now as it's just kind of dripping down here. Not as much as the market is though, so, you know, it's an okay trade, not great. Well, it's a great, I mean, it's at the bottom, so the fact that we still have some shares left is pretty good for me. Let's see if we can make exactly a lower bottom now and get back to VWAP a little bit. We'll try to hold on to that one. Our Microsoft is doing nothing. Our Polestar is doing nothing. Wait a minute, I'm bidding 51, so okay, maybe we get filled there, maybe we don't. And that will be the last of the fills. And then see a lot of D prints going through, right? I mean, but see, this is what we talk about when we talk about trading velocity. There's absolutely no prints going through. So to sit here, the only way to get filled is really when it runs against you. And then when it runs against you, there's not enough action to get it back above. So, darn it, we just missed a 51 fill. So, okay. But anyways, that's just something to consider here when you're looking at this name if you're involved with it. We've talked about it about 10 minutes ago, and now it is still making moves lower, or hovering around, I should say, not really doing anything, to be honest with you. Okay, so that's that. What else, guys?
There was just a question about
Carnival?
Ford.
Ford, all right. Is that
Like
from
thoughts
Momo?
it was thoughts on Ford. It's not really doing a heck of a lot today, but what we always talk about Ford in the context of that $11 level, that if you're looking for an obvious swing trade that also pays a dividend, the Ford at 11 really isn't that bad. I've joined that party myself. It's been rejecting 15 for the most part, but have a look at what's happening here. I love the fact that you get above that 14.5, you break out, this is a daily chart, if that's not obvious. So you break above that 14.5 level, you're now consolidating above it. So I know it's had a pullback the last couple of days, but it's on the verge of consolidating above that last breakout, which means room to, I think it's 17. If I pull this out a little bit further, it's close enough to, it's close enough to $17. So you go up here, that's like 16.5 back in August. So it's clearly in an upward trend. It hasn't really broken that trend back down. It probably has to take out 14.5, like at least somewhere underneath here, 14.75 before you've broken the trend. Not a bad day today. It's gonna likely end up closing above yesterday and this morning's support. So that's still a nice little upward trend there. I don't see a trade for this afternoon because, I mean, the short's already happening and the long support is a good 20 cents underneath, and 20 cents for Ford is asking a lot at 3 o'clock. It doesn't tend to move that much. There was also a question about NIO, but I don't know how many times we say this. If a Chinese ADR stops moving after 1 o'clock, it probably, that's it. And great move for NIO. Maybe I think catching some sympathy from both Rivian and the EVs going up, and then some sympathy from Alibaba having a big day. You put those two things together, and NIO's been in a bit of an upward trend. It gets back above $10. Come on. There might be a breakdown if it late in the day it breaks 10 and can't hold 9.95. That could be a nice little tidy short trade on a breakdown trade. But this is doing absolutely nothing, unless you want to scalp this 7 or 8 cents here. I'm just thinking were it to break down here, you could have a little bit of an actionable trade. But I've made the mistake of paying too much attention to a Chinese ADR in the afternoon and then ending up with nothing. Oh, that's a bit weird. Our position board is gone. I am still short Beyond Meat. I am still somehow long Intel. It's just bouncing off VWAP. It doesn't seem to want to break 32.20. And Micron, I am short that, but that's still holding beneath VWAP here. I haven't taken anything out. I do want to get something a little tighter to 60.90. And then we'll think about how far this one can fall. But I should have a bid out. You can't get filled if you don't have a bid.
Oh yeah, Sandlot starts this week at High Park, meaning that you can just roll up there with your kid and then there'll be organized games with no adults.
That's awesome.
Or anything like that. So Sandlot, and then you kind of make your own umpires and stuff like that. So that should be pretty fun. We're pretty busy, but maybe we'll try to do that. Okay, so just a quick update there. We just could have taken out Microsoft, but we didn't. Like, it's stopping here at 40, you know? It just keeps on resisting the breakdown. So maybe the market doesn't want to break. We're still below the 50 period. I still like it, but we still are going to respect this 340. If it does break below 340, then we're going to get out of it. I don't have much emotion involved right now in this because it's not really doing too much, so not moving around. So let's do, we talked about this before, we got to do names that are, we don't have to do anything. I mean, we're trying to educate, give some entertainment here today, which I think we always pretty much do. But if you're looking for a trade, I just went over to a name that thought maybe we could have a look at it again. It was just Rivian right here, but again, up 14% today. That looks like a great breakdown, but then I think we'd rather just wait for the long, which is only a couple pennies away now, down here to 24 bucks. Maybe that's going to be a decent long, but there is the breakdown. You know, again, if you waited for it and somehow got that top, that's great. I really think this is the best top, though, right here. 25.30. Like, it came back right there, right, was the 21 period, made the move down. This is the key here, okay? This is the thing, like, I'm trying to write notes all the time. I have my notebook right beside me. Like, when you're bouncing off the 200 period there, then making it right back up, and then you do not take out, like that, it would have been nice to see that as the high. It's not a perfect textbook example, but if you come back and then you give yourself that high again, like I said, you know, it would ideally be that high. But if you're going to give yourselves about 20 cents worth of risk, then you can do that. And I think it would have been worth it in this situation. So again, breaking down here clearly, right? Basically the first time Rivian broke down. It also broke down here, okay? But it didn't go to the 200 period. We still stayed about 80 cents away from it. So right into there, we basically get right back to it. This might have been the 200 period at the time. I don't know. So came in, hits it right there. This is why I have to almost, you know how some applications, ours don't do it, but you can do time lapsing where you go back and see what it looked like at that time. So I'm wondering what that looked like there, because that bounce off of the 200 period, then right back in to test again that past high right there, bouncing off, then giving you the short. That's why I think that if you were going short somewhere around here, 32, 33, something like that, against that 40, give it to 60, then there's the trade back in for Rivian. So anyways, if that happens again, we're now below it. So that could be a test back up here and then the break lower now after that. So ideally, you'd like to see a little bit more of a bump up here into 25 or so before you go short, before playing that breakdown. So, hey, there's a member just showed up. I never see it on there on the screen, but it just went on the screen. We just had a new member alert, so let me just shout him out or her out one more time. I didn't see the name. Oh, Reflexiones de Pastor.com. So I have no idea what that is. I hope I just didn't swear in Spanish or anything. But shout out right there. Thank you for becoming a member. Pretty cool logo with that lion, man.
That is definitely cool. I like the lion look. Position board went away again, but I did just get into a new position.
It's mysterious.
It is mysterious, but I just got Vinco Ventures. Remember I said I did not want to chase it up at 2 even, so there's your fail break of 2. But where did it break out from locally? I love this setup. It's just like, it's easy to know where to get in and get out. At least that's the theory. It doesn't always work out, but this is 188, the local high when it broke and got to $2. Underneath here is where I want to stop it out. And if it gets back to the high, suddenly I found myself in a dip buy situation, and I can be covering in front of the high of the day instead of trying to take the breakout at the high of the day. I find that's a little bit better. I was asked why I'm not in, well, it wasn't why I'm not in GUR. It was GUR is sitting there and waiting for you. I'm just happy that eventually Guerrilla Technology worked out. Because I had, like, I did have what obviously doesn't look that good in hindsight. This entry here, I had the 4 long. I gave it 11 cents, and you can see what happened to the stock. It got to $5. I then had the $5 break. I tried to hold on to some for the hero trade, but it just rejected that consolidation there, and I had to get the last out of 525. It's bouncing off VWAP. Maybe it breaks 5 again. I don't know. But the volume is dying down on this one. And I feel a lot of times what will happen to these names is when something else gets a little more interesting, they slow right down, it breaks to the downside. Like there were so many things squeezing, Vinco Ventures takes over, and then everybody that was trading, I suppose, over in GUR goes over to Vinco Ventures and whatever is the new hot stock in town for the next 15 minutes. It is now Power Hour. I just got some out in front of $2. I'm going to get some out in front of 05 and then 10s because that is the high of the day on Vinco Ventures. We'll see what happens with this. I did show you guys the daily chart before. I don't think we get past this chop nonsense at 240 to 250. Like that's the out. I want to be all out if this gets to $2.50. That would be fantastic. Intel is about to stop out. So hopefully that means Micron's going to go more to the downside because that is the only name I'm short. This breaks VWAP, which is very, very close to doing so, and then I get out of Intel.
I was just going to say, don't we have happening now soon? And then literally just popped in my head because I was debating going to go get a quick coffee. And I was like, okay, happening now is coming out. I'm going to let Neil speak here and then maybe bring it back to me and then delay until we get the happening now. But before we do that, see, you thought we were going, Fabian. You thought we were going. We are going to go. But no, I just want to talk quickly about it. The only position of any real size that I still have on right now is Microsoft. So I just want to talk about that. If it does break 340, we're out. So if that does happen anytime soon, good. And I did hear, and I did see it also on my Benzinga sort of news feed here that we're testing out as well. You know,
you have a Benzinga news feed?
It's that same one that Brendan sent to us. It's all locked. It's just a generic one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't give me anything special. Brendan has the good one.
He has the,
yeah, he has the good one. Maybe when he comes back, they'll give us more logins. I don't know. He is everything that he would use here, scanners, everything's locked. So
I'm just stalling so that we piss off.
Oh, no. I'm not trying to, what, he's getting mad? No, he's not getting mad. These guys
No, he's laughing.
What's up to Ramin, Fabian, Mark's over there trying to work on stuff. So that's maybe why the position board is off. I didn't even see Mark over there. So, all right. So without any further ado, let's go over to Sharif. Now I forget what it is. Is it happening now? Yeah. All right, let's go to happening now with the big guy in the red.
Yeah, happening now.
Hey guys, happening now, brought to you by Hui's Holding Limited, chosen by insurance giants for its data-driven insights, digital proficiency, and ability to enhance customer experiences. Shout out to the guys there at Hui's. All right, let's see what's moving. Rivian moving up the entire week. Today, it got an even bigger boost. Wedbush with a price target increase from 25 to 30. Riding that wave, you saw the guys on that in the morning show and the midday. Baba up on the resolution of the Ant Chinese Communist Party saga. There was lingering wonders about whether it would be bigger. I'm talking about the fine comes out at $1.1 billion US equivalent. And Carvana, nothing new for this one, squeezing up again on the heavily shorted name. Here's a look at Baba. Heading up into the right, 91.57 top, 91.21 was we're trading at now. Rivian up 14.5% with a 25.63 top, trying to maintain that 25 level. And Carvana 17, almost 18% to the good here, 28.85 top. Neil.
Yes, sir, definitely. I mean, Carvana was so wild. I'm going to be mad that I missed out on that 27 break, but you got to get up at. You can't sit in front of the desk the whole day. That's the reality. You got to get up, stretch your legs, grab food, all that kind of stuff. And I would never advocate. What you can actually do. We can do this on the platform. I could set a break and then even have a stop locked and loaded when I get the fill. Once I'm in the position, I have my stop out underneath, and everything can just resolve itself. But then there's no way that you can. Trade the trade as it's happening. Like if it goes 25 cents right away, do I take some profit out on a breakout style trade? Do I move my stop? Do I hold on to the whole thing? All the parts of trading, which is managing your risk, you can't do that if you're not at your desk. So I never leave stop orders in. If there's an IPO opening, I want to go to the bathroom, I cancel my order for the open and I put it back in when I sit back down. So you're always going to get FOMO over that. One day I'll tell a story about when I left a big position on and went to the can and I didn't end up losing any money, but if I'd been sitting there, I would have lost so much money. It's stupid. But Intel just stepped out, just got stopped out under VWAP. That's what I wanted to show you. I have not added to Micron nor taken anything out yet. The market feels like it's coming to the downside, so I want to hang on to this one. Vinco Ventures gave one fill up out in front of 2. We had an 88 long. We got some out at 98 for the 10-cent win, and now it's trying to put in a higher low. So this feels like it's okay. What I want to do now is I should tighten the stop up underneath here, so I'm risking instead of the full 10 cents, now I want to risk the 5 cents because it's stair-stepping to the upside. I do not want this to break said stair-step to the upside, so I'll stop it out underneath here instead of underneath there. You want to see a series of higher lows if we're going to continue to ride this party up. Beyond Meat's not really doing much, but it's in the money. I feel as if once that chart's no good. Once you start rolling over, if you make these lower highs and the volume's dwindling down, the market's coming down, I think we should at least retest the breakout price. That's 14.35. That would be the ultimate target. So I'll get some out in 50. If 50 breaks, I want 14.30 out in front of 14.35. As a matter of fact, I'll just put a bid there now. So that's a target there for Beyond Meat. Carvana is still.
Ooh, that's a good one, Beyond Meat.
Still rejecting the top. Oh man, Carvana probably wants to break. If the 30 break on Carvana is so sweet on the daily chart that you just know we're not going to get a chance at it today. It's going to make this move in the aftermarket because all the best levels tend to get broken in the aftermarket. This is $30 on the daily. You zoom out even further. Who wouldn't want this break for a stock 58% short? I mean, I know I do. But we're $1.50 away with 50 minutes to go. So there's almost no chance, unless it really gets there fast, that we're going to get a chance to take this. Mullen's dancing with 20 cents right now, and it is so tempting to be short this again. But I gave everything I made on the long and Mullen back, trying to short this underneath 20 cents. And then look at the offer. Like, there's nobody, like there's people trying to short, but there's no wall of orders out there at all. Like there's just nothing on the offer. Not that it matters, but 650 million, and there's a lot of buyers in there from what I was looking at, and not a lot of sellers at that price. I need to see it dip under. So show some weakness I can join instead of trying to force the short on Mullen, which is SSR actually. So short sell restricted. Maybe that's why it bounced, Neil. SSR, of course.
I like that you're trading Beyond Meat there. I think that's a good one. I heard you talking about that earlier, or you mentioned it. Brankos was yelling out some names.
Yeah,
so
Brankos he's great.
He's all right. You have to.
No, it's more you don't miss a stock that's moving when Brankos is on the floor.
Why was that reaction so delayed behind us there? Like, you know what I mean? After Brankos, not in front of everybody. You
can't see him on that shot, unfortunately.
He's in the back.
No, he's behind the pillar.
Wave, let's see your hand there, Brankos. Can we get it? No. Can you see it on your? Oh, there. Oh, you can see him a little bit. Go back to the other one. Go back to the other one. You can. No. He should be right there. That's the whiteboard. Go in front of the second half of the whiteboard. Just to wave.
Stand in front of the whiteboard.
Right where I'm pointing, right here. Come on, Brankos.
Yeah, hey, there's Brankos. Yeah. Hey, there he is. What's up, Brankos?
So floor risk manager there.
Yeah, so here on the trading floor we have, managers, risk managers, things like that. So Brankos there yells at people for not taking appropriate trades and things like that. Anyways, also a trader. So
yes,
that's the benefit there.
But what I was getting, like he'll always yell at when stocks are moving.
Right. So that's what I was getting at was that he definitely brought that to our attention. So thanks, Brankos. Because sometimes we forget. Beyond Meat's a good stock today. I know the boys this morning were on AI and Rivian and all that.
All of those squeezes. Although Vinco Ventures just
when you're on a prop floor, there's going to be so many. We have probably, maybe 12 traders now, 15, I'm not sure, in there behind us, and all of them will trade differently. I know Neil and I tend to trade basically a lot of the bigger cap names and some of the plays that are on our watch list, but then all of a sudden, randomly, just like in the chat, you guys are bringing up names to us, just like the guys behind us are finding different ideas to trade every day. So it's great to be in this environment. It's just funny, I just got an email from somebody that wants to talk about a Vancouver trading office.
There isn't one in Vancouver?
There probably is. You could have multiple offices throughout. I used to do this when I was with Day Trade the World before the show, but you can open up an office.
I think we knew the guy that
Yeah, in Canada. So you can do that. I know who they are.
I don't know if it's still the same person, but
I don't know. I have to double check. It's
quick
not my job anymore.
No, quick update. I just got out of Vinco. I tightened the stop. I could still be in this, but I tightened up my stop on Vinco Ventures to 5 cents from 10. Once it pushed 10 cents up, I didn't want it breaking down. I wanted it making a higher low, which it did not do. So in, take some profit, then we get out. It probably could have been better. If you're really aggressive taking profit out there, maybe it's a little bit better. But I'm getting out of Dodge. I still want this. I want a shot at Mullen, but I'm not there just yet. Rivian pumped up a little bit.
One more out here for me.
And then got rejected. Didn't even get to 25 there. So Rivian is still in a downward channel, it looks like. And the market also in that downward channel. All I got is Micron and Beyond Meat to the short side. And I want something else that I can find.
Yeah, so I know we're trying to spit some hot fire right now for everybody, but ultimately, so we're going to go here and just watch out what's going on now with Microsoft. We left you when we were going to go get a coffee. What did I tell you? That this was the only position that we were concerned with. We are, now that we're out, we have very similar amounts of shares now in Microsoft and in Apple. But there it is. There's the pullback down. Hopefully we can get in a little bit. It's a whopping 20 cents. I mean, hopefully we can get a lot lower than that, and then we'll be able to really spin the money. But hey, man, just pieces of the pie right now to close the day. Hopefully we can continue to create some movements to the south side right now, as this is, notice I'm not getting into, I have Polestar, we've talked about that, but I'm not getting into any big names long right now. The NASDAQ had its run. It did. It went to that level that we sort of thought it would, man. 15,360. Shout out to Dan Emmons. I see what you're doing in the chat. It's just, it keeps going by. But yeah, look, I think the shorts, they're never trapped. I mean, Monday will be another day where the market will probably go back upside there. But today it's a nice pullback down off some key levels. The market still remains pretty much, inside. I mean, we know we talk about that all the time, but until we get earnings season, which is coming next week, starting with the big banks and so on and so forth, then I think you're really going to get some reasons to move around. But until then, who really wants to short Apple? Or you got to get reasons for this. You're at all-time highs for a lot of these names. Microsoft at all-time highs. Apple, it keeps on going. There's so many of these names. You've seen the names that happen with these sort of squeeze names like a Rivian, like a Carvana. There's lots of excitement to be long right now and not be short. So once some of these earnings can come through and maybe they say, is Apple iPhone 15? I mean, I know they don't guide anymore, but what is the guidance? Maybe Apple does, actually. I don't know. What are they seeing? What are some of the pull-throughs here that have happened from these 600, while it's only 500 basis point rate hike, right? But is there still consumer spending out there? Apparently there still is. So we're going to have to wait for earnings season to come through to give the bears a reason, because for right now, you can always find reasons to go short, but they just haven't been panning out. The NASDAQ continues to make highs, right? We can talk about the daily chart, which I'll do right now. People are going to be like, it's not making highs, but this is what the NASDAQ looks like right now. And this is what I mean. If you've been bearish for the last 6 months, Carvana is flying, see? So, but this is what I mean. You're kind of still in this range. We are going to break out. Now, one way or the other, someone's going to get hurt real bad. And I just won't wait to see what someone is going to get hurt real bad very soon. So watch out for this 15,500 right now taking it out. So that's what I'm waiting for earnings season, something dramatic to happen before some of these positions can get flushed out. But here we go. We just heard Sir Brankles himself saying, here we go. So there we go. It is Carvana taking out that 29. So congratulations again, man. We talked about that 27 earlier on in the show. Here was 20. Well, that must have been the 20 period. 27 right into here. There it is. Yeah, these past highs. High there, high there, high there. Broke it. Now you're up and away. There goes Carvana, man. Congratulations, anybody that has that, as Microsoft finally trying to get a little bit lower now. It might break. Maybe it does break 30 today. I don't know. I said it wasn't going to happen because it felt unlikely at 313, but we're now above 29. We're at 29.40. I think you could see that break. Mullen's back under 20 cents, so I'm going to take my shot at it. I'm on the offer trying to get like 19.8s. If I can get that, then it's going to be set up for this toward. I still have only Micron. Carvana feels like it's the one right now. Only Micron. Oh, your Beyond is still there. No, I have Beyond Meat, but I haven't. Like Beyond Meat, we took a while ago, and the encouraging thing for Beyond Meat, which could come to an end because Carvana is breaking back out. It was a sympathy play.
we're still beneath VWAP on this. That's about the only good thing. It was trending to the downside, Carvana pumped back up, and we might be rejecting that lower high, but I'm holding less than half, so I think it should be okay. That said, all bets are off if you go Squeezeville on Vana through 30. You get some exuberance, and rising tide lifts all squeeze ships to the upside. There we go, some more gifts here. We have Kyle, 007 Kyle.
Did you see that animation there?
It's fantastic, Fabian, by the way. I'm assuming.
No, it's Streamlabs.
The Streamlabs? Oh, it's Streamlabs. Okay. It's okay, fine, Prad. Thank you very much, Prad, for that animation.
It's the guy who apparently is too valuable for us to let go
yeah,
of.
Apparently.
Prad.
Can we just thank you, Kyle, for the free memberships? Hope you guys gobble those bad boys up there. 007 Kyle, I should say. The new double. I finally watched the new Bond. I can't believe I hadn't watched it in a while.
Did that not hit the theaters? Why didn't I ever see any ads for that?
You know what? I mean, I haven't been in the theater in a long time.
No, but
there was a Prime deal for renting it on Amazon Prime.
Right, so it must have just.
So it was like I saw it. I'm like, oh wow, I still haven't watched this, and it was like $3 to rent it or something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, let me just finally watch this Bond, and it was really good. I won't spoil anything in case you haven't seen it, but Vana 30. I hope we get a shot at this. The closer it gets to the close, the less I'm going to want to take that breakout because there's not much time for it to really rally. That's what you're looking for. You want a big rally. Oh, I got to show you guys this one.
You want a big tank?
Look at that.
What level is that?
Oh, that's just me getting.
Oh, you got the bad tick out. Yeah.
Look at that. It's not a bad tick.
No,
My stop was at
just
32. I
losing.
stopped out. But I got to get back into
That
it next time.
That's.
I know. I get into.
I can probably show you. We can each show you those probably 3 or 4 times a day, man. It just sucks on Nvidia because it's such a
you know how
large-
much it's going to move.
Right.
It's like you risk the 50 cents, but if you give it an extra bit, or you just jump
Yeah,
right
yeah,
back
I've done
into
that before,
it, then it
man. And
goes
all
up.
you do
It
is
happens.
add to your
No,
pain.
I think the only re-entry is after it reclaims right here. Like you could just get back in at this particular point and give it to the high. That's the only place at which I should have jumped back into the trade.
The only thing is, you say it all the time, and it's true. It's like if you don't take that out, then you're not sticking with your plan. And when the minute you don't, and the minute you lose your plan, you lose your way.
We used to be able to show. I wish I had screen capped it the day that it happened, because it would be a great teaching moment if we ever did. But there was the second day of DWAC. So like it was the first day.
I gotta find that video of me and Pratt.
The first day of DWAC. The second day is where it did the crazy move with all the halts.
Yes,
But the first day DWAC went parabolic. It was kind of stair-stepping to the upside and was free to short. And I had 31 separate trades on DWAC that day. 28 of them were short. I had 3 longs, which were all really early in the day, which was really embarrassing because I had great prices that day. I just thought it was a short after that. But every single time, I was stopping out, and when I finally got the top, I was right back to break even on the trade. Now, it's embarrassing because you should never do that.
Well, it's
you
just
should be more
lucky
disciplined. But if I had been holding it the whole way, I'd have been shut down.
No, but that's true too, but it's also share size. Because you can't get stopped out 28 times.
Yeah, you can.
No, what I'm saying is you can.
Yeah, you
but it's because of your share size.
Because you're never all in.
Right.
You're
That's
never
what I'm
all
saying.
in.
Like you didn't commit at all, or else the first stop would have been the end of it.
I was risking 5 cents at
Whatever
a time.
it was,
Every time I was getting in, I was risking 5 to 10 cents.
Let's go,
And then when it
softy.
finally flushed, you're trying to take like $1, and that's essentially what you're doing. That's a different story. But I think the market is still coming into that downside. I don't have Rivian. It is what it is. What else is?
You guys know what's good right here. Microsoft is making the move down. But I mean, Microsoft and Apple, it's the two that we've had. We've been talking. I mean, I just hope that you guys have learned a lot, had a lot of fun with us here on this closing show again, because that's the whole point of what Trader TV Live is all about, right? It's just about talking about some ideas, talking about you guys, with you guys and girls in the chat, all the traders that are there, and then really giving you the reasons why I'm net short everything right now and why we talked about what positions we liked and why. And then if they work out, it's great. Let's go softy to the downside. I just went and grabbed a coffee and told you this is what we're concerned with. I was mad at myself for going long, but this was okay. We didn't lose that much. But here it comes, pulling back in right now. Going to go positive on softy. Let's see if it takes down some of these levels as we just stick with the trend, because the trend can sometimes be your friend. So this is another one here, Polestar. We talked about Polestar today. Look at this, man. Wow, what an amazing call, Sean. It's up $0.015 right now, off of $4.50. Tongue in cheek here, of course, because we only went long. Good delivery numbers today for Polestar, 15.8, which is apparently 36%. I just saw this come through on the newswire. So 15%, almost 16,000.
Thanks.
Oh, no. If it's about Polestar, it's not new.
No, it's not. It's
about
CGC,
something else.
CGC.
Oh, CGC. Okay, let's go to CGC then. Just interrupt
It's
me.
at the high. I don't know what's going on here, but the last time I didn't get the locates fast enough, so before I even know what's going on, I'm paying for locates.
Yeah, just go short on it. I'm looking right now on CGC. I don't see anything, so that doesn't mean, I mean, Sharif is over there. He'll give us it.
I'm going to get a quote on how much it's going to cost. It's going to be 1/8 of 1 cent.
Oh my God, Neil, don't do it.
So it's free locates. This is the 50-cent level the last time we were here. It was a couple of days ago. I have to confirm it. There you go. You have to double confirm. It's like dual authentication when you do the pay for locates, just to be sure you want them. So this would be the level at 50. From there, 58 to 60 would be the turnaround. We were just talking about when a stock has risk of going being under $1 for too long. And the example we gave was CGC. Well, it's got to be coming up on non-compliance in a little bit. And what goes squeezing to the upside? CGC. But you're seeing signs of it being parabolic and trying to make a top. It just did it at 50. I'd like to see it fail that 50 level again. Otherwise, it's 58. So my eyeballs are going to be here, at least for the time being.
I went long.
Yeah, I mean, long above 50 is not bad. I don't know. I don't want to go long if you don't know what's happening.
And again, another big shout out to the chat, man. I mean, this is what I was just talking about this. So shout out to everybody in the chat there. I just took the long. I mean, we could already almost make. I mean, we're long at. Right, so nothing. So Sharif's not really seeing anything. Well, what was the thing before?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to come up with these as the same thing as before. So. Okay, so we're going to wait to see what there it is. Now it's going to pull back down. So I'm going to go long here. If we could take 10% or something on this, that would be 5 cents. We'll see if that can go. It's only up, I mean, 10% would be great. It's up 18.8 right now, 19, trying to go a little bit higher right now as well. We'll just try to scalp this out. We did take that 50 break. I just punched in, so I have a random price. What does my price show on there? Yeah. It shows 50 cents.
It always rounds it. So.
Okay, so it's 52. It's 50.02. Right now. So hopefully that can go upside and we'll be able to take out some profits. But again, right now, lots of volume coming through on CGC. You could see sort of starting to get ramped up. You know what? I would just say this is a weekend play, to be honest with you. And not that I mean that it's a puff, puff, pass kind of weekend, but just that possible news maybe over the weekend, maybe. I don't know if that's what's driving this or not, but we'll play it until it breaks back down below right here, man. Like, this is one of those things where if it breaks below this 48, 49 area, we can lose 2 cents on this. Again, this is not like a trade that it's breaking out for the first time. We've seen this happen before on CGC, and here's the pullback down. So, yeah, again, it looks like just a BS move. I think you could probably go short now.
It's not even
we
that
may
liquid.
just lose a penny here. I don't know. We tried it, but we're going where our bread is buttered, baby. Holy, while all that was happening, look what Microsoft did. Let's take something out there. We'll just punch out at 03-ish right there. Microsoft flushed down to 38.80. Jeez, that was a missed opportunity, man. We would have made way more on that just getting out than we're sitting here with CGC. So let's wait to see what happens. I'm going to put my stop breaking through 48, I guess. Yeah, 48.
So I just took it. I wanted it under 50. So I got 49.7.
Oh, Microsoft.
49.7 to the south side. It's starting to come back in. We'll see. I'm going to give it to 51, and if it gets down underneath 48, we could maybe see VWAP. I may put. It's the same news, so you can probably just find it.
Yeah.
Instead of me reading what Sharif just posted, it's way too long-winded. But if you just look it up on like Yahoo Finance, it's the same story from yesterday. Or I think it was maybe even a couple of days ago, quite frankly, on CGC, like 2 or 3 days ago. That's what happened. So I'm now in CGC. The last time it made a move like this, I remember missing out on the short because I didn't pay for the locates, and there was a couple of 10% drops down in the name. So let's see if it does the same thing here today. First outs are going to be in front of 48, and then all the way into VWAP. We'll try to keep taking this one out to the downside.
Here we go.
Just getting some orders out. What else is, oh my goodness, Rivian.
Microsoft's
No.
retanking itself back to the downside. So we could have another Dollar Club member here very, very soon on Microsoft. It's now 80 cents in the money. Hopefully it makes that other tick down as we are waiting for that to come into play right now. All right, Apple also.
Awesome.
That was a good one right there, as Apple coming back in right now as well. I'm looking at my net and I'm like, okay, this is getting better. It's getting better right now. So it's getting good to the downside right here for the market. Let's see what happens now. 192 looking to hold there on Apple. Let's see if it does. We do have the imbalances coming out at 350. We'll wait for those. But the short is definitely making a lot of this, man. It is.
Another one.
On Microsoft. Then we have
Another one.
Apple. And we have Polestar.
Another one.
So let's wait to see, man. So far, so good, man. All the trades that we put on for you so far here in the after show with Polestar. I'm going to try to take some out at 54, honestly, man. We're long at 51.5. We can get 54. We'll do that. Hopefully, we can get it out, but that's what we're waiting for now on that play. So that's Polestar right there. And then we're trying to get this bid right here at 70. I'm actually bidding on Microsoft 75. I guess I can cancel my 40. I don't think that's going to come through anymore. So we're trying to get a little bit more to the downside here, and we'll be able to fill us out. 10 more cents. We're bidding the 75s. So we're bidding the even, the $0.75. I like that level. We'll see if it comes back in now. Here he goes.
Money, money,
If you don't like the spin the money thing, sorry about that, because you're about to get another one in 2 seconds here. Because once this breaks 69, then guess what else I'm going to be hitting? You'll see in a couple seconds. Nice downside move here happening for our boy Microsoft going in on that. Nothing else. CGC went to the downside.
Flush City.
Yes.
Just,
so that's good.
so it broke 48 there. I got first out 48s. We talked about 47, 46, and then VWAP. So every single penny underneath that 50 level we're taking. I got 49.7s as an entry price. So we get the 1, we get the 2. We're looking for a couple of more legs down. I got my bids out, locked and loaded, ready to go. I'm not bidding at VWAP just yet. I'm going to hang on to that last little bit. It can only be a loser if I bungle it, but I want to make sure I'm going to tighten the stop up. If it gets up to 50 again, which is where I'm in, there's no need holding it to 51. So once you make that breakdown, just like in Vinco Ventures, my adjustment would be, it's made the move. If it doesn't follow through, you shouldn't give it all the way back to the original stop, because if it gets there, it's probably going to do just a little bit more. So I'm going to tighten it up to break even instead of giving it to the high. Out of morbid curiosity, I do want to see what Vinco Ventures is doing. Okay, it wasn't the greatest out, but lower high. The trend is showing some signs of abating anyways, but it's not exactly falling itself apart. Micron's looking okay. Rivian might have missed an entry. CGC worked out, so I'm not mad, but Rivian came right up to 24.90. So it gave you the short off at 25 even, and then falling back in. We're going to get the early look on the imbalances in about 3 minutes. I'm not in anything. I mean, Micron might care what happens to the market or what happens on the imbalances, but I don't think anything else I'm in is going to care too much about it. That's beyond me and CGC. They're doing their own thing. My goodness, the wicks on the chart. My Micron chart has too many wicks on it. It's brutal. I got to try to clean some of these up. But yeah, it's still short at 61 here. If it breaks down, I'm about 10 cents in the money, a couple cents in the money at the most. We got 10 cents once. If the market wants to continue to flush, this has been red the entire time and is now trying to play a little bit of catch up. Every time I clean these up with our data editor, while it's here, my chart crashes. So I'm not going to try to do it live again.
Experience.
Every time I do it live. And by the way, I am no longer...
There goes Apple,
I'm not taking the break of Carvana. It's getting a little bit late in the day to take a 30 break. It hasn't gotten there anyways, though.
All right, I'll put in the chat there. LFG traders, let's effing go right now. Look at Apple. See ya. Nice collapse here. Really happy that we're able to do this for everybody here live again and again and again every single day, whether or not we win or lose. It's all about win, lose, or draw. Did you ever play that game? That was a pretty good game.
I love that game.
There on a board game. But whether or not we win, lose, or draw, you know, it is about learning and getting better, right? Because whatever money you made or lost today, you can make that or lose that on Monday, and you can make that or lose that on Tuesday. The idea is to get better and better. You won't just say, oh, I'm going to go to the casino and have no idea how to play the game. That's what we're trying to do. It is all about the game, and it's learning it, playing it responsibly, and playing it safely. And I know I sound like I'm like an ad for a government or something
sounds
like that.
like
please do not smoke because it's not
gambling
responsible.
ad.
But it does sound like a gambling ad. But the thing about it is this. There it is again, man. We do have another Dollar Club member, and it is right here, right now, and it is brought to you by Microsoft. Just hits that Dollar Club right down there to that downside. That's 4 different names today giving you dollar winners on board. So there it goes, Microsoft. Congratulations to anybody that does have that one. Hopefully we can all get a little bit more shares in our life on Microsoft at some point, because it's been a doozy of a trade, that is for sure today. I should really keep going back to Microsoft as many times as we can, because it's been a good trade for us. And although we were going long early, that's Apple. Although we were going long early on Microsoft, we didn't misstep there, but in the money. Hopefully you guys like that. And again, it's all about education. We talked about what's happening right now in the futures, and we said could possibly pull back to VWAP. Look, if I knew that, we would have shorted the futures, but we have shorted the 2 biggest names. There's no 2 bigger names that are in the futures than Microsoft and Apple. So when you're going short Microsoft and you're going short Apple, you are rocking with the market. So there it goes. We do have a bid right now on Microsoft to get out. I put a 75 bid again on this. I believe I did anyways. I like those levels. Oh, no, 72, sorry. We should be at 75 though. I don't know if that's gonna matter. Let's just wait at 72 and see if it does come through right now for us, but maybe it's bouncing off 75. See, this is what I do as a scalper. Shouldn't really look at this many micro decisions here, but it's not like we'll take it out there. I just got 75s there. So there it is, man. There's another one for you. Again, as the airplane comes in here today, okay, that wasn't the one I thought I was hitting, but it doesn't matter. Oh, here it is, right here. We're coming in on the PJ as Prad talking about it right there, and there it is right now in our. That looks like a chef coat.
What was the new nickname he gave himself? It was
the Prodigy.
The Prodigy. Pradstradamus and the Prodigy. That's the new one. We need something for those nicknames. I love it. You always got to give yourself a nickname. That's going to be the key. We love you, Prad. Wherever you are, you're not platinum just yet. I said it before.
His parents are going away, so he's going to be platinum soon. That's the rumor.
Well, I don't know why you have to wait for your parents to go away.
Well, you know why.
No, but that's not true, because his mom loved the platinum.
That's a story he gave on the stream.
I'm just saying.
Whether or not it's,
Because you can't, let's be real, right? It's for me, it's like if my daughter likes it, my wife likes it, you can do whatever. But for Pratt, if your mom likes it, then just go ahead and do it, brother. It doesn't take that. It's not that hard. We get some bleach. We'll do it right over here. You don't have to spend $300. We'll throw some bleach on your head. I think it's not that hard. I just got 46s finally. The last time CGC did this, I was not ready for it. And when I went to pay for the locates, I was like old man slow, and I missed the top. But this time, 50 cents. We allowed it to get back underneath, got the short. It's bouncing here, but I'm now holding the last 15% anyway. So we made decisions in front of that local high, in front of 47, and then in front of 46. I got bids in front of I got a bid in front of 45 at this point. Cannot be a loser. Just wait for the shot and then kind of get it where the getting's good. Carvana is not going to take 30. I might even get off of that stock altogether. No need to even look at that level too. Bit of a disappointment. One of these charts is working. I'm gonna show you my black chart because I have not flipped away from Micron on this chart, so it's not giving me the ghosting issues that my other chart is. But it's starting to roll back down. I got some fills under 90, so I was able to add up here and got some out there. We show you guys the white charts because apparently it's a lot easier on the eyes for you guys. But I actually prefer using black charts to stare at all day long when I'm monitoring positions. I just find it's easier on my eyes when I'm staring all day long. Beyond Meat is now coming back into 1470. I'm just going to take this because it's 330, and it bounced off VWAP, fine. We're able to get this one. There's a better look at it. There's the 15 wick. There's the 1490. Now it's holding a higher low at 1470. I'm going to try and get this out there and then in front of 1450. I don't think we get the low of the day. Sorry, I don't think we get that previous breakout price, which is 1435. Whenever I'm short against the grain, I always look at prices like this. Like the previous breakout probably has some support above it. So if we get down to 1450, I'll take this one out. We don't have any longs to be worried about as this market is flushing, but I don't see the early look. You guys let me know if you have it. I haven't seen the early look on the imbalances just yet. It is past 330, but I'm not really seeing it just yet. We'll let you know when we get it.
Yeah, Sharif's looking like crazy right now. Or maybe he wasn't. It's 3:30. We need those imbalance look if you can have it there. The early look on the imbalance there for Sharif. He's probably looking at Instagram, right, Sharif, over there? I got to give him a hard time as he's going.
But he just said he was.
He's going. Oh wow, he was. Okay. No, I was just giving him a hard time because he's going on vacay. There it is, 219 to sell. So thank you for that one, Sharif. I was just giving him a hard time because he's gone next week.
I mean, that being said, the way his feed, the things that show up on his feed, why wouldn't you want to be looking at Instagram? It's.
I'd show you mine, but I don't want to dox myself.
Rental properties, Toronto rental properties. Look, that's
Sure,
that's what I was.
And if I scroll to the next thing on your feed, what'll I find?
Right. Let's go to your search options.
The last time this happened live on the midday show about a couple of months ago. He's like, "Look, man, I don't have any of that stuff on my Instagram feed." And he's like, "Here's my phone." The third thing I scrolled to was the form.
Ad, he says.
Form on those squats was unbelievable, but that's not what people look at that for, Sharif. So,
Wow, Sharif.
But if you do that, you're going to get called out. You should know what's on your feed. Like, you know what's going to come up if you hand someone your phone and say,
I know
"Hey,
what's
look
on
at
my feed.
feed."
I ain't putting that on here. That's for damn sure.
Come on, man.
What's up, DJ Marshall, Tony Price, Brian, Bears vs. Bulls, everyone. Dr. Fez, I like that name.
Holla.
What's up, Lilia Nene? Like that name as well. Arby's, okay, yeah.
We got them.
Is Arby's closed? Where is there an Arby's right now?
There used to be one that I would be all over in Brampton like a decade
I know the one
ago.
you're talking about.
But I haven't seen an Arby's in 10 years.
What up, Jarhead? Well, I remember Jarhead. If that's the same guy, shout out to you, man. Salute to Jarhead right now and everything that you've done for your country, if that's the same Jarhead. Yeah, let's roll. Arby's is in. Okay, so I just don't think. Oh, Belleville. Okay, you gotta
go to Belleville.
Get outside the GTA, baby.
Okay.
There is an Arby's somewhere. I'm sure there's probably one even on the Queens.
Oh, I know in the States. Look, we know they're in the States. It's here in Canada. I want to find one. That's the thing.
Have to Google it. Probably have to do that at some point. Okay.
Google it.
I just like you, man. The shaved roast beef, but now
don't make me hungry, man.
Both women in my life are vegetarian right now. I don't know.
Wait, huh?
What's up with that? Yeah, Marissa went to switch it over.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man, it is Jarhead. What's up? Yeah, good thing you're doing well, man. Thank you so much again. But shout out to Jarhead and everybody like that on the chat.
Oh, one of the OGs.
Who?
For the
Jarhead's
an OG.
Him and Daryl were two that were for sure on our show as
Finch,
guest traders of the day, and I think that's a segment that we will be bringing back. Like I've told you guys a couple times that we're working on. All of us are working on different things, so we do want to make sure that we give you guys the best show possible, and we saw some feedback today as well. So we're going to work on a lot of things.
I got to get to a question here.
Yeah, let's go.
For Bigfoot, how do you trade UVXY? I'd love to be able, because I actually ventured into trading this a little bit, and I would play support and resistance. We actually cannot trade this anymore on a day trade. Yeah, it's a blocked. Sure? It's blocked for us, UVXY. At least it was as of pre the split. It had to do with like it's basically a tax thing. Anyways, we got an email about it, but I haven't looked at trading it ever since. It was a while back. I just used to play our support and resistance. If I missed a move in the market, like I'd wait for an obvious level like this. I'm not saying there's an obvious level up here, but if I saw something like this, and this was in pre-markets, you're not going to get it, but I'd look for the shorts at say like a 21, and I'd just sit it and then give it to that high, but you got to hold on to it. And I had some successful trades. I traded it maybe 3 or 4 times for a couple of weeks, and then I went back to trading equities because I found that was a little bit better. But yeah, I found it was decent for support and resistance, breaking out of range, especially if it held it for a long time. Like, look at this bottom that it just put in. Like, UVXY just put in this 18 level, 18 to 19. You know, if it bounces off the top of this channel from here, like, that's not a bad long. It's too late in the day to maybe put that on, but you're talking about maybe on Monday. Yeah, the risk to reward there, put up that risk. It comes back up to the top, but you have to hold it for the trend, because when it trends, it really, really trends. But I'm like 99% sure, and I'm just going to throw out a bid to see. Yeah, make sure it is reject. Did it reject? Yeah, it rejects. So we can't, we are blocked from trading that symbol.
Okay.
So we can't do it. I know I used to trade it for a little bit, but it was all about support and resistance for me. I'm going to get back over to CGC because maybe that was the end of the pullback. I have 15% left. We might not get that 45. I don't think it makes sense to give it all the way back into 50. If you look at this breaking down, first decision point right here in front of 48 into 48.5. So I want to trail this to 48.5 at that point. So if we can curl here, great. We'll try to get some more out on the way to VWAP, but I do not want to essentially allow this to go all the way back into break even. That doesn't make any sense, especially with only 20 minutes left.
All right, Jarhead's on PWM. So let's just have a quick look, as I know there's a lot of people on there and we haven't looked in a bit. See, so this is actually, it's actually doing what I would like to see right now if I was looking for a trade. The only problem is you're getting near the end of the day, so I don't know how positioning is going to happen over the weekend. You guys probably know better than I do. When stocks are ripping up like this, how comfortable do you feel holding this in your account, especially if you're long somewhere around here right now? So this is kind of what we're talking about right now.
Oh my God.
19 to 17, so it is consolidating right now with decent volume down there. So I would now look for a break a little bit higher through 1950 if that can happen. So that would be something. And then you also do have a breakdown possibly at the bottom of 16. So I know that's not too helpful, but I do like when it starts to consolidate a little bit here and levels start to make sense and it actually starts to look a little bit like a stock. Not that to me that still looks crazy, but
it's better now, though.
Yeah, it's much better. It's much more calm here. It's still done 25 million shares, which I think is like 20 times the float. Isn't this 1.5 million float or something like that? I don't think it's a very big one.
The problem is because it's an IPO,
right,
we don't have float data on it. So I'd have to look up
Someone does.
You have to look up the press release to see how
Right.
many.
Okay.
Which
well,
I
someone should
actually
do that.
had. Maybe we'll ask Sharif and put him
No,
on
but
the
these
spot.
guys know. I'm sure someone. Right. Yeah.
1 million. There you go.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
you just have to read the release. That's
20,
all.
yeah, 20. I just thought I'd heard someone mention it before.
Okay.
So 20 to, same thing. Someone must have read it. So Sharif just gave it to us. So again, 25 times the float already today. You'd say, how is that possible? Well, if you just think about how many times you guys have traded it, that's how it's possible, right? Like, this takes a couple traders to buy and sell 1,000 shares 5 times, and then you're 5x the flow real quick. So we'll have to wait to see what happens here on PWM into the close.
Carvana's trying.
Is it trying for 30 now? All of a sudden?
29.81 is now the high on Carvana. It wants it. It wants
I feel like these trades.
Can't take the break though.
Sometimes you overtrade them, right? Like the move happens and you're like, okay, I want to get long. But if you got long, maybe you got scared out here at this $28 level. Like you took a 28.50 break or something like that, and all of a sudden you get sort of rinsed out there. That's why I do like trading and maybe looking at a VWAP. So I think you would have missed it. But
Do you have your 15 or 20?
A minute?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right here.
So pull up your 20. Oh, we can stay on Sean's chart.
It's right up there.
To me, there's 2 trades, 27, 25, and 27. Like those were, when it broke out 25, when it broke out
right
27.
there. That's the one that I like the better one.
That's the one. I was away from my desk,
Right
but
here.
that's
Oops,
the
that's
trade.
28.
And then just make sure you hold on to something for it to get to 30.
Wow, things are falling.
You don't have to
still.
hold everything for it to get to $30, but hold on to 10%. If you're trading a Carvana, you've got to give it a shot to get there. I just got out of CGC, so I'm pretty happy with it. We made the mistake the first time of not grabbing it. It didn't quite give you 10%, but that's fine. You get 50 down into 46. Average out's going to be at 47.5.
baby.
So you still get 2.5 to 1 overall on that trade, which is always going to be a good setup. If you get 2.5 to 1, that's solid. That's the thing. Like if your best out's at 46, then you didn't make 4 to 1. You actually made 2.5 to 1, but that's fine.
Alibaba.
But if you get too aggressively out at the beginning, then your risk to reward doesn't make any sense. You've got to hold something for the rest of the move.
So that's exactly, it's funny that you said that because we're about to get stopped out of Alibaba, and we did hold some of it. Trailed out for about 20% left of this name, 290 to sell, just came at 219. Thank you, Sharif. On his very last day with 19 minutes left, he's using the chat. So I want to say thank you so much to Sharif.
Yeah, but he still yelled it first.
No, he did good. Yeah, and he made me, I said 290 as well first, because that's what I thought I heard. We're just giving Sharif a hard time, of course. He is going on vacay. Have a great time. There he is. Yes, sir. Have a great time in out west there. So that's where Sharif will be going. SoCal
and then
Hawaii. Find this man on the largest. Have you surfed before, Sharif?
I've never, no, I'm definitely going to do it. Everybody always recommends surfing when you go there, Sean, so definitely on my to-do list.
Can you promise that if you do it, have your sister or somebody take a picture? It doesn't have to be a close-up.
I'm on there
or
on my
anything.
own. No, my sister and her family aren't coming. I'm visiting them first, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, still, maybe try to get a picture.
Gonna go bachelor style there, Sean.
Find a stranger to get video of you falling.
I have
when
to
you
live
surf.
my life through this guy now, Sharif, bachelor style. I don't know the last time I wasn't with a family member, but shout out to you, Sharif.
At the office.
Living
every
the
day.
good
That's
life.
when we're not with family.
But I'm not. So, hi, Marissa. You're probably watching. So this is what I'm saying, right? Like, it's all eyes on me. But congratulations, Sharif. Well done. hardworking individual there, man. If anybody deserves a vacay, not that you don't deserve it, you do as well. But Sharif, I know, has been putting in work this week. And for us,
it's not an easy job.
That's what I was going to say. For us, we just do this. Being up there is a different beast altogether.
I used to have to back up Brendan.
Yeah,
and I would leave the trading desk to try and do the whole news desk thing. And regardless of how it may have looked, it was really hard to do. It wasn't natural. I always felt like I was bungling the stories or not getting things right or as fast as Brendan could get it to you. So kudos to Sharif for doing it. It's a much different beast. When you're sitting there and just trading and then talking and joking around, which we've been doing for 20 years, quite frankly, it's not that difficult because it's just what comes almost naturally to you. I've never surfed. I don't think I would have the guts to take on anything.
Snowboarded?
I did
it's
once,
about the balance,
but
I would
not
assume,
real. Like it was like a local hill. Like, you know, when you go tobogganing, and a buddy had a board, so I just kind of on a toboggan hill did it one time.
And
it was okay. My balance was okay,
so
but it's different. The water is different for me than snow.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
For most people, I would think maybe, possibly, but
I'm not the greatest. I'm not the greatest swimmer out there.
That's probably not. Oh, for that reason.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not going to drown, but I'm not the greatest swimmer. That's my whole fear of being.
I don't know. If there's anybody out there that has snowboarded and surfed, which I'm sure there is, let us know which one is maybe more difficult. That's all.
You said you said Jarhead was long.
Long what?
PWM?
He said he was managing his PWM. I assume it's long. I mean, nobody is short PWM, are they? How could you?
Halted to the upside at $21.
There, that was that break that we talked about.
Theoretical auction price, $22.
Oops.
It's indicating a 22 to open. Because it's 345, I need to remind everybody, inside the last 10 minutes, the stock halts inside the last 10 minutes. It will not open. Forget about 5 minutes. It won't open until 4 o'clock. And then the closing print is it reopening at 4 o'clock. Because it's outside, it should still open back up here in 2 or 3 minutes. But this one going absolutely nuts. The bomb, the short was the move on Nvidia. I know it was the move. I know it was the move. It doesn't matter. It was a great level.
He's the boss.
It was the level from this morning. My chart is missing data again, so I'll show you the 15-minute. This was the level to wait around for on Nvidia. You can see it absolutely flushing. Whether or not, Micron makes the low of the day or not, this will still be a huge missed opportunity for myself on Nvidia. But you know what? I think CGC was just as good. It is what it is. You pivot from one to the other. The market wants to flush in. Just do not sleep on Nvidia above 430. Pull it back and look at every time it gets to around these prices. It has been rejecting up here time and time again for at least a week and a half. So that's the reason for liking the short on Nvidia. I don't know if it gets to 420, 4 minutes till the imbalances come. It's a 200 million sell, but I'm sure we'll get the actual number, and it's not going to be 200 million to sell. It might be a little bit bigger than that.
So, if I was a little more aggressive, which obviously I probably should be when we talk about stuff like this, we were talking about why I liked PWM and the action that it was actually having. And remember, if you just rewind literally 5 minutes ago before this just happened, we were talking about how it's consolidating. It's hitting these ranges. And I was like, it's a long if we break through 20. And that's exactly what happened. So congratulations to everybody. It's that setup. I'm getting more confident seeing those now. So that was a really good one. But you know what just happened as well, guys, right now? If you put it in the chat, you are going to win probably nothing. But guess what? 5 now. 5 members of the Dollar Club today. There's Apple joining it here at the end of the day. So yet again, another Dollar Club member right in there. It's Apple. It's a big mover right there, down to 191.50 on the move back in. We're short Apple. We're short Microsoft. Today is a good day once again. So all is doing really well here as we continue to watch out for the close. Apple right now, nice downside move and printing more and more and more. And there it is right now. The biggest trade of the day here on the show belongs to Alibaba because, again, a sticky note name. And by the way, Entering the dollar club is the $2 club right now, as Microsoft is now $2 in the money as this market continues to tank. But Alibaba right there, boom, boom, nicely done there. We didn't get out the very top, we were holding it, but there's the breakout. There's $4 right there on Alibaba for you, 87.50 out 91, so a little bit less than that as it continues to go down is Microsoft. So bye-bye, Mr. Softy, as we get right back into some levels here for Softy. Only 2 minutes till the imbalances, and yeah, we on one again here. So all is well in the Katina household tonight. This will be a nice move to the downside. We've got hockey with the girl, and we've got soccer with the boy tonight, so it should be a fun one, and then we'll figure out what's up after that. But hey, man, it's hockey in July 7th when it's 30 degrees outside, but that's what's up right here. So that's what we're doing right now. Microsoft joins the $2
It's still
club.
Canada, though.
It's still Canada, though. Downside rate. Well, hockey's really popular in the States, actually. Nice downside move there for Microsoft. $2 now in the money. Hallelujah. Still $2.19.
The imbalance hasn't changed. The tap has changed on PWM. It's now indicating a flat open. But it should be opened up in about 10 seconds. If it doesn't open in 10 seconds, I'm not sure it's going to open until 4 o'clock, but it's indicating pretty much flat. No, now 21.50, so slightly to the upside. There it goes, just opened back up. If it halts again, you're unlikely to be able to trade it till 4 o'clock, so you know when everyone broke taking profit, but I don't think you want to get caught at this Huadunks in the aftermarket. That's just me. It is on one. It's trying to hold the halt price as we speak. Maybe not doing so much action here, but this has been the ride to the upside, this stock. Maybe the next time there's a tiny IPO with only 1 million shares, just take the breakout on day 2. If there's a consolidation break to be had, just kind of go for it. And it gave you a couple of those like pretty cleanly. Like the $10 in here, $11 is pretty solid. Oh, there we go. Just got Micron breaking toward the low of the day. It's about 10 cents from the low of the day. But this is the one to watch. I morbidly want this sucker to hold above 20 bucks because then you can see what it does in the aftermarket. Like, we've seen so many of these names go absolutely parabolic in the aftermarket. And this is the one, maybe it can be an HKD. Never mind. It looks like it just gave up that $20 level. So maybe that one's done. Well, would have been fun. Would have been fun, but it looks like it's giving it up.
Balances are out. So right now, let's just check out what's going on. Intel with a decent sell right now. We're going to wait for that number. Holy, right now, $3 in the money.
Tanking.
$3 in the money for Microsoft. The market is tank city right now as we continue to make that move to the downside. There's Apple. Wow. Yeah. Today was a good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, as there it goes now. Another member of the Dollar Club. We already talked about that as that continues to enter in right now as well. Let's check out on its name. And look, sometimes when you get out, you save yourself a little bit of money, right? There we go, Alibaba to the downside. Let's just have a look at Tesla right now. We can still see the imbalances there, so if I'm not covering it, that's fine. You guys can see, hopefully. Tesla, again, what a great short that would have been off the top. Maybe next time we'll just look at Tesla if we do think downside. But we called this market move down. That's why we're holding Apple and Microsoft. Both those two names are 25% of the NASDAQ. So there's yelling it. There now it's going into the chat. You see, so he's learning. So good. 3.1 billion to sell, because I didn't hear what he said. I heard something billion, but 3.1 billion to sell. There it is. Huge move to the downside. Starbucks sell, probably ticking down as well. This is not a big name. There's Apple. Huge move to the downside, man. That's pretty good. We may just cover this as it is really falling down here at the close.
Yeah, it looks like, Apple's the only one of the big names that I can see. Cisco's at 1 million, but that's not really a big deal anymore. There's Google at 760,000. I'm just kind of reading off the ones I see. Nvidia, 600,000. You already saw that fall. Amazon, 580. Microsoft, 500,000. There aren't any big cap bids that I'm seeing here. NEO's a bid for, if you're interested, but that's only 500,000 shares. Micron, 400,000. That's good. That's near that low of the day. I'm still holding a piece of that. Not much else. Like, just keep scrolling. I don't see Tesla, but Tesla's doesn't usually have an imbalance on Tesla. Not a big one anyways. Now, Intel always pairs off. Ooh, Apple just, for a split second there, Apple grew to 1.8, but it's right back into 1.4. Maybe watch out to that. That's jumping around a little bit here on the imbalances. There's nothing specific about this day, but it is a Friday. Sometimes you do see a little more action. When the market was rolling over like that, and the imbalance was 200 on a Friday. You kind of figure it's going to be a little bit bigger. Don't forget, Apple is at the $3 trillion mark is where it's kind of bouncing. I'm going to leave that line in for a while until we're no longer within earshot of it. The $3 trillion mark is just underneath 191. That's where the stock bounced. In 2.5 minutes at 355, there's a mass pairing event where a lot of the imbalances pair off. So when Apple's a 1.8 to sell or 1.2 now, in 2 minutes, I'd expect that number, if it stays or gets bigger, you're likely to see the stock flush. If it pairs off big, a lot of times you'll see a bit of a relief rally in that name. LUMN is a $2 stock. Who cares about that? But Merck is not that. I didn't see that before. Was Merck 1.8 million to sell the whole time?
I don't think so.
That's not that small for Merck.
I didn't see it on there because, that would have been a nice
That's new.
notional.
It's not even moving either. It moved 20 cents. And Merck's down 2% going into this as well. Okay, right. I'm going to have eyes on Merck just in case.
You might have seen a cover here. So Microsoft is now out, so we're out of that one. It's never a profitable trade until that happens. So then you push, ring the register, and the register gets rung. And the reason why we got out there at 80, we could have still held it. We could have, there's no doubt about that. It's just, you don't get profit. There's 6 minutes left in the day. We have to be flat. We just retraced all the way down. So it's all the way down. So that was a good one there. Retraced it, gave it. Obviously that huge wick to the downside on that $3 billion announcement there. You could have had a little bit better than that, but I can't play for that. Now it's starting to make even more lows right now. But I just felt like, now it's down to 50. Okay, so we maybe made a mistake. But the reason why is because I wanted to hold this one. It's that Apple right now, when I look at the Apple chart, see, if Apple was down here, possibly completely different story. So I'm going to put a bid right now down there on Apple. If it does get down there, that's where I would want to cover it anyways, just like we did there on Softy. That's 50s. So, hey, I'm just going to put a bid there around that 50 mark, see if we get that fill, if it does come back in. Still a ways to go on it, but let's see if we can get it. We are clearly just misstepped there on Microsoft because it did continuation down on that fill. So there go, wow, okay. Even getting better for that short now. That's okay. I do feel bad because we missed the very bottom, but like I said, what is also exploding to the downside now is Apple. Watch out for possible retracement trade coming out now.
Yeah, in about 4 seconds, we're going to get it. It's the second I see where Apple is, I'll yell it out. It's already gone. Where is it? I don't even see Apple anymore. Merck stayed at 1 million. Apple's all the way down to 500,000, so it did pair almost all of it off. It was 1.4 million to sell.
Really? Okay.
Now it's back up to 780. Yeah, so it's kind of settling in a little bit. So it's dancing around 500, 700, but well under that 1 million mark. So between 500 and 760,000. We'll see where it settles down. Merck is still a 1 million sell, but that's not much of a move. So it's probably going to pair off. I don't know why that's not moving more than it is. I got out of Beyond Meat. I'm still holding on to the last of Micron. That's a NASDAQ stock, Neil. You should know this. There we go. So it's still weak, but I want to give it to yesterday's low. There's 60.5. Let's see if it can get to that 60.5 level. Much better the short this time through than obviously when we had it early. Oh, PWM. Just going back to that PWM for you guys, this will be the last position for me. So once we get that 50 level or a tight trail out, we're out of MU. I hit enter. Why did you not go to PWM? There you go. Actually, it's holding right at 20 bucks. There was no halt to the downside. I thought when it broke this level, it was going to halt down, but it's held. It's held the previous breakout at about 1970, so there is still a chance for the absolute moon for the stock in the aftermarket. But running out of time for anybody. If you're in a day trade here, you got 3.5 minutes left, but it has not halted down or broken down completely just yet. Oh, I'm going to trail out of, there it is. I just trailed out of Micron. Didn't get the 50s. It bounced back up to 75, so just got out there on that Micron. I'm going to be watching PWM. Hopefully for anybody that's long and trying to swing it, I wouldn't do it personally. I think it's a lot of risk swinging over the weekend on a stock like this. But we've seen some crazy things happen at 4 on a stock that's done this all day.
Yep. Okay. So just real quick again, as we go, man, we're almost done today. So it's been a good day. I just want to talk about Apple there. We got the cover at 87. So we'll wait to see if that's going to be any good or not. There's only 3 minutes now left. So the day, she almost over. So thank you again for watching. It's been a fantastic close here. I'm going to tweet out this last couple trades, but if you're here, thank you for coming here, and make sure you come back next week. So we want to give everyone a big thank you and a big one of these too, because it's been a big day. Fire off those hot dogs, man, and have fun with your friends, your family. I know you're going to be barbecuing some hot dogs probably next week. I mean, nothing better to do.
There will be dogs for sure.
Or hot dogs on the Barbie.
And there will be mac and cheese too.
The fire pit.
The fire pit.
Yeah,
oh
exactly.
yeah, that's all about the pit.
Yeah,
man.
roll that through, man. That's a hell of a lot of fun. So we went long.
And a few adult beverages.
Yeah, well, yeah. But don't throw those on any fire pits or anything like that, because flame back in. Watch out for that. All right, we went long here. Just temporarily on Microsoft, trying to catch a little bit of a bid here as we go back up to the upside. So this is a little selfish because we're just trying to capture a little bit more money here at the end of the day and see if Microsoft does retrace back up off of a possible flip over here. As you can see, a lot of these are now starting to pair off. So maybe Microsoft goes back up, maybe it doesn't. We just took 10 cents there. And if it comes back into the downside, we will get out, breaking that last little bit of a run there for Microsoft. So what a fantastic day here, and thank you everybody for watching. I don't really have too much else going on here. Apple, good out, I think anyways. Yeah, Apple's doing a lot of volume right now. Let's check out on Alibaba. What did that do? Okay, so that's, again, pretty decent right there to close out our trade on the day. Rivian, let's see where that closes. So again, pretty flat into the close. I did not trade PWM, but let's just go back one more time. So there it is, sitting at 20 bucks.
It's chilling.
Into the close. So that should be a good name here as we look to see what happens on this name on Monday, I guess.
So we have, it's less than 1 minute. Unfortunately, Katrine, she gutted it out today, but she wasn't feeling well, so she did go home. But Randy is going to be on the bell.
Perfect.
He'll be disappointed. We didn't get to 1,000 likes. We're at 600,000 with 616. So get them in. We have 1 in 6 people that are watching have actually liked the stream. It's been a fun afternoon.
Ouch.
I know it's been a fun afternoon. The market's been to the downside. We had great shorts on, and not jorts, actual short positions where the market tanked.
I have to disappoint everybody. Those aren't jorts.
But Randy's not in jorts. Now I
They're
own.
not, right?
They're not.
No, they're not.
No, those are just like cargo
Just
shorts.
an all gray everything. Dark gray.
He's all
with
gray.
the light gray, with the gray shoes. Who is this guy?
He's matching. He's
right there.
coordinated.
Who is this guy? Kardashian over there?
He's
Who is this guy over
coordinated.
there?
You gotta
He's all
coordinate
about
yourself.
fashion. All right, here we go.
It was plaid day today, Randy. It's plaid day.
And Randy is on the after show. So as Neil was just talking about it, here we go. 4, 3,
right.
2. It's like a slow crescendo. Yeah, we knew that. I knew that. We knew that was coming there. That was the slow little build up there. But I'm really glad. Did you wind up putting a screw in that hammer to get it? Randy, did you wind up No.
really
okay,
loud.
so that is able to break again at some point. I think we had Yannick broke it, I'm pretty sure. Did Parsa?
Oh, Katrine's broken it.
Katrine's
Parsa broke it
broken
once.
I think we had a guest one time that broke it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't break it, and I jumped off.
I did not break it as
well. I did a jump off it when it was off the ledge. I jumped from the ledge.
Yeah,
and
you
did
were
like
Supermaning
the
that
Superman
one.
thing. I still didn't break it.
Superman that.
Oh, shout out Ron Miller. Thank you for the super chat.
What's up,
We
Ron?
appreciate it. You have a great weekend as well. Everybody have a great weekend. You know, we always do because trading is fun, and you got to make sure that you enjoy the fruits of your labors. I had forgotten that we're going to have Randy as a special guest.
That's why I was bringing it
Prad.
up.
That's
man.
awesome.
That's why I was bringing
You
it
guys
up.
are going to have a
Special
treat.
guest on Prad's show there.
Big time
So
treat.
was that a good show, chat? So hopefully, we're back in business there. I'm going to be with Mad Max in your seat, so have a great vacay. Sharif, let's get Sharif on the 1s, 2s, and
let's get
3s
him
here.
up.
Let's get a 3-panel here if we can. I want to talk to Sharif one more time. Soon.
More time.
All right, one more time, Sharif. So make sure you have a great vacation. Thank you so
Thank
much
you, Sean.
for everything that you did this week with Brendan not being there. I know he was in earlier, putting in the work there. So thank you so much, Sharif.
I
for
love
that
doing
one.
this job, man. You know I love it. Yeah, I love being here. So.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
See, there must not be contract negotiations coming up because he loves it too much.
Nope.
He loves it too much. No, I'm saying you want to pretend like you don't like it so that the more money.
I'll tell you this
Yeah.
right now.
That's one way.
Sharif has been getting in earlier than Brendan does.
It's all about, yeah.
And he's doing the work in the morning, and he has a big smile on his face going through all of the prep. Like when it's 100% genuine. Like I
saw
it.
the Jag downstairs. Is that down there today?
You drove today? No,
Oh,
nice.
shit. Right now, yeah, this man's feeling it right now. We like it, but hey, the show's done. Like, let's give the people
it
what
though?
they want. It's going to be Randy. It's going to be Prad. It's on the after show. Neil, have a great vacation, my guy. You too, Sharif.
Be safe,
Everybody,
Neil.
send pictures if you can. That's what the people like. Let's enjoy our vacations. I'm back next week with Max. But for everybody out there, what a successful week I feel like it's been. It's been a pretty good summer to trade. Markets just moving around, lots of volume there.
knock on wood.
Thanks, Ramin, Fabian over there, Mark working really hard as well. Rob in the back, Randy's about to come through right now. And a big thank you to Bears vs. Bulls and everybody that's part of the Trader TV Live team, and that includes everybody out there. So we wouldn't be anywhere without you guys. So thank you so much. It's 4:03. We got to get out of here. Let's roll it back over. Sharif, why don't you wrap it up?
All right, Bradley, do not miss Bradley in the closing show. He's going to be up next to you guys in a couple weeks. There you go.
All right, welcome to the official Friday after party, as we all are probably been waiting for this for a while now. Randy, could you actually tell Fabian what mic you're using so he knows? Yeah, Sharif's mic. Okay, awesome.
I need my paperwork.
Oh yeah, you need your paperwork.